Welcome back to a very exciting episode of the Red Wagon Inn, and we have our guest player today, Hayden Davio, the amazing voice actress from such amazing anime like Goblin Slayer and Our Last Crusade. You might have seen them, you might have heard of them. They're pretty rad, and we're very excited to have them onto the show. So thank you, Hayden, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. You're pretty rad. I'm so excited, man. I've been giddy all day.
All
I'm
day.
just-
What have you told her we're about, Ryan?
I'll slide you the $20 for saying
Expectations are
that
gonna be
later,
so
Hayden.
high.
We'll talk prices
I'll,
later.
Wait for my PayPal.
Yeah. Just send me the link. Don't worry about it.
I expect a tip.
Of course.
After you play with us, trust me, you'll want much more than just like tip. You'll want like double payment. You'll want like a separate invoicing.
Reparations. We're gonna need
But that's
lawsuits.
a therapist.
See,
for
here
a
and down
retreat.
under, that the tip means something completely different.
What? Right. So glad to have Hayden joining us for tonight. Thanks again, Alex.
Doing my bit.
Oh, please. Glad to have Hayden joining us, and glad to get started with the cliffhanger that we ended on last night. We also have more art than I think we've ever had this week by some really amazing people putting a lot of effort in this week. So I'm very excited to show those. We have 2 sponsors for this week. Myself and Jakey Boy Arts down at the bottom being, we're putting the giveaways up with our own little merch and swag. I like doing sponsorships where other people get to continuously be moving billboards for me. Those are my favorite sponsorships. Really pays off in the back end. Right. Does anybody have anything that they need to get shilling before I move on?
Sure. There's lots of new commands in chat, ranging from !Bobo to !GFY or !Inspo, !Verity. Play around. There's lots of new ones in there.
How much do those cost, Drew?
For free!
Yeah, for free?
For free.
Beautiful. With that, we have our giveaways. The first one is going to be some of my clothing, which you can find right here. We've got the Praise the Dice shirt, as well as the official Dice Goblin little pocket-looking shirt right up there. So excited for those. And then we've got the much more well-designed shirts by Jakey Boy Arts right here. Tell them about where they can get those shirts, Jakey Boy.
You can go to jakeyboyarts.com/shop, baby. Made them myself. Every thread is hands. I'm kidding. That's a lie. I'm wearing the Forever DM crew neck. Look at that. For all those DMs out there who are like, man, I'd sure love to be a player, and the parlayers look you dead in the eyes and say, shut your little mouth and get your manual. And then the Crit Happens shirt for all those nat ones you be rolling. Drew, can you show how cute that Crit Happens shirt looks? Boom! Look at that.
Cute.
Heck yeah. Hand designed by your boy, supplied by Printful because they are lovely.
What a smart idea to wear the shirt that we're going to show.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Rybo. Why
Both of us
Ryan?
thought that.
Oh no, you see, I see the black part. You know what? I bet you the rest of the shirt is
the
your
pockets
merch.
over here.
I believe it.
It's such
Yeah, just
strong
don't
material.
don't show it just
I don't
yet.
wanna-
You
I
know,
don't
just
wanna-
make it
CGI on later. Don't worry, Ryan.
Yeah,
It's not like we're
you
live
won't
or
get it in
anything.
post.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna
I
run
help
down
you,
the
Ryan. I
stairs
just
like,
have your hoodie though.
Right, boy, get the shirt. Right, we have a few bits of art we want to be able to show. Drew hides behind the shirt. We have a few pieces of art. The first one is actually from our boy Droobie-Doo here, of how
I did something?
Ren. You did do something. Look at it.
It's not great, but the thing I love most about it isn't
That's a
what's in
giant
focus.
page.
It's the eyes in the background.
I see a light tilt on their right eye that looks like concern.
Yep.
Didn't know if that was just me imagining. We also have 2
Thanks for the
comics that were made by Dragonheart as you're thanking for the bits, allowing people to read. Gideon and Team are playing their ghouls and goblins as Team gets revived and begs to be sent back to finish the game.
It's so cute.
Right? Dragonheart made a second one, which is someone asking about what's it like hearing the god of chatter all the time, and it's okay. It's good. Then we have 3 pieces of art by Mira. Mira made some fantastic art this week and made 3 of them. First off is How without his mask on, and gosh dang, absolutely rocking those tats.
Wow.
That's so
Absolute
good.
Chad.
I got goosebumps.
Right? He's like the Post Malone of Drow with all the markings down there. I love it.
That's spicy. He
Right?
You know what's weird?
He's like Eddie.
People have said I look like a chubby Post Malone, so let's go without the tattoos. So I'm just matching par
Post
for the
Malone
course.
is a chubby Post Malone. What are we talking about? He's thick. That's no problem.
Yeah, well, I'm thick with 3 C's.
There, he's only got the 1 C.
Yeah, coward.
Another piece of art they drew of How, very How focused, because How's awesome and glad to have How on here, which is just kind of an introspective. And he's all right. He's whatever.
That means it's time for How to die.
Yeah, I'm just really trying to hype him
That's
up.
how
'Cause
the
guess
Walking
what's
Dead
happening
works,
this
right?
episode? That's what happened to
So I'm
Gideon.
here to kill you.
Hype. Please make your whole intro just murdering me. Chat will absolutely be on your side, I swear.
Oh, for sure.
So sweet.
Oh, I
You're
didn't see this one.
Yeah, it just came out today. Look at that.
That's so good.
That's so cute.
That's so
And then we got our art from
Oh.
our official artist, Safi Chan, who made Salt being like, "Get me the hell out of here!"
I love that.
Awesome. And then we have some other art that I can't show yet because our own Hayden down there made some art for her character. So we will show that whenever it's time to reveal their character.
Yo,
Because I'm
what?
excited and get carried away, you see.
Us all.
I can't relate. I don't draw.
One of
What?
us.
No.
Awesome. Does anybody else have anything before we get started and before we do the roll off?
You're a
Hayden?
cutie.
I will allow you to be out of this roll off so you don't have to do the recap for last episode. Though if you want to be joining in on it, you can just make whatever you want canon, and that's totally fine.
Hold up. If I may, I had to do the roll off.
I'll do it. I'm just saying it won't be accurate.
All right. Let's do it. Let's make Hayden give the recap too. All right, so everybody roll your d20s, see who's got okay.
Oh no.
Do I have the right dice? I have the right dice. It's my brand new dice.
Hell yeah!
It's a 19.
Ooh,
Got a 9.
a 9. Jakey?
I got
No.
a 6, but I already know I'm not going.
Hey, Alex. What'd you get, Jackie?
Hi.
A 10.
Oh, man. Alex, I'm going to let you sit this one out because I got a nat 1 to start the night off.
Oh, no way.
Yum,
Yum, delicious.
I was so ready. I was like, I'm gonna do this. It's fine.
You know, the
What does
best thing
GFY
about
stand for again?
the best thing about being a dungeon master is like I can just say like, "Oh, I got a nat 20. Don't worry about it." This is what it is.
Oh, yeah?
But I can't do that. Right. So I'll go ahead and recap us from where we stopped last time. So from the previous time, Zinnia was running back to find Robert as everything had gone to shit in the previous episode. Ren had lit a fire in the forest with a fireball spell and caused some treants that were possibly there to do good for them and not harm to be very angry. As such, they started stampeding, causing a lot of chaos until Hao tricked one of them with some darkness spells and got them to run off. And then Ren, being a changeling, changed from their original form. Was like, ow, stop hurting me. I don't know who caused your fire. Please just heal me. He needs healing. Zinnia also helped make sure that they didn't die. And so the treants were like, well, of course you need healing. Let us head back to the forest. Let's go to the shepherds. They're going to heal you because you're not the fire starter. So Zinnia goes to Robert and says, like, we got to get back there. We got to help him. Zinnia and Robert go back. They find one of the treants who was stampeding around, causing problems. And Zinnia, speaking Elvish, says, hey, take me to where they were going because obviously we're not here to do any harm. I brought my friend here. He's here to help. Robert, who doesn't speak Elvish, sees the treant pick up the Leonin and say, like, oh, well, we're going to have a good time here. But Robert sees, shit, he slapped my friend. And so I'm going to slap him back with some smites and a spear. And so Robert fells the treant, killing a innocent treant. As you describe to him the treant's innocence, of course, he's a paladin. He says, oh, I can't. I have to turn myself in. And so you say, yeah, I guess we'll do that if we have to. And so you all go run towards the shepherds. We find that the shepherds are a druid's grove as Hao, Ren, and Pepper following are sent there. The treants are introduced to a druid who sits on a throne of antlers who says, we will speak with you tomorrow at dusk and in the night. But for now, you will be locked in a cage. They're locked in a cage next to a hag. Pepper sneaks up on them, and after they were kind of in between when they were locked in a cage by a hag, Zinnia and Robert were put to sleep by some dryads that came flying on by, that the treant said, oh yeah, the fire starters are back there, go find them. And so they didn't believe Zinnia's lie that they had nothing to do with it, and so they locked him up as well. Zinnia and Robert in a cage, a hag between them, Ren and Hao, and Pepper sneaking up to see what they can do to help. They antagonized the hag. Hao took off his mask and showed everybody their face for the first time. Ren antagonized the hag a little bit further. Zinnia antagonized the hag a little bit. And then eventually they all were woken up once Pepper offered to get them out of there. But the dryad came and said, hey, it's about time that we go on about our thing. You got to face the music here. So nobody else left. They all went to the druids. A different druid sat on the throne of antlers, one wearing the beak of a giant hawk and many feathers, and began to question our troop. Question in magical means by mostly placing their hand on the other's wrist, causing them to have numb arms as they asked what's going on, but then found that they have seen the maid gods. The group doesn't really know what that is or means. The hag also described the maid gods to them, and they saw the hag's body laid out blood eagle style on a nearby tree stump. As the druid kept touching everyone, said, yeah, you've all got some issues here with the maid gods. You're way worse off than when we're with you. How about you just go ahead and leave? We don't want anything to do with you. And Pepper, looking up from a tree, said, ooh, thank God. And after they left the druid circle, Pepper suddenly was attacked by a bunch of eagles after flying over the trees. How would those eagles have seen this rat flying above the trees? Those cheating NPCs. As they started chasing after you, Robert and Ren said, whoa, not my problem, as they let all the other druids go by. Hao and Zinnia began running as Pepper teleported with Hao, trying to get out of there. Hao cast darkness. Pepper threw the tiny little transfiguration cubes and caused a bit of the forest and a bit of the druids to become partly metal, at least as far as they're hoping and concerning, as Zinnia and Pepper ran to the north. Hao said, you know what, I should probably actually go get Ren and Robert. I'm gonna head back to them. Zinnia and Pepper kept going north until they finally exited the Ironbark Forest and were next to Lake Tenderflow when Zinnia was pierced by an arrow in the left shoulder. That about do it for everybody? Am I missing something key here?
It was the right shoulder?
Oh, shoot, it was the right. See, I was looking at it this way.
An inspiration. If you can tell me the name of the first ent that Robert killed.
The first ent that Robert killed. Well, look here, Sonny. Somebody takes notes. And it's not me.
You know the name, Drew?
No, because there was no name. I was just trying
I was going to say, I don't think I named anybody, but
Drew with the
I will look and see if I wrote a note.
Ask the DM that question with a straight face.
I really was like,
In the
man,
credits,
God, I must not have forgot. I must have completely forgotten that.
Ren, look out! There's a spectral Glock chasing you now.
Whoa!
I
Glocks
think with
fall, you
Ren,
die.
Ren would accept it at that point. Take me.
Awesome. I will let chat decide if I am GFY worthy or inspo worthy, and I will take it as we go.
Because you have a command that you can do now, chat. You can do !GFY or !inspo.
Oh,
Wow. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Inspo. I'm seeing it. I'm taking it. Good, because I had used mine before. Right. I've already explained to Hayden how inspos and GFYs work, so hopefully they won't be offended whenever we give them either.
An inspiration.
You give me a GFY, I will be so excited because it means I red wagon.
Officially a red wagon now.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Hopping on that wagon, boy.
I just imagine your character literally being pulled by a child's little steel red wagon along.
I'm so down for that. Someone draw it.
Make it happen. Right. With that, if there's nothing else, let's go ahead and get started. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn as we go right where we left off. It is starting to get close to sunrise. It is still nighttime as they were rushing through this forest here. Currently, Ren and Robert do not have dark vision and cannot see in this forest, which is why Hao was going back for them. It's maybe an hour or two off sunrise. You're starting to see a bit of red in the sky. But Zinnia, you see the house in the distance next to the lake. Pepper, you see up next to the mountains that are nearby, but you don't see anywhere where that arrow might have come from. It definitely came to the north.
And I go to grab her and put her onto the ground as much as I can for being such a large creature compared to me.
Pepper, you tackle what is essentially her lower hip, basically telling her to get down rather than actually pulling her down so much with your light frame as you slam into her. Zinnia, there is the trees nearby and a small outcropping of rocks that lead up towards the mountain and are nearby the lake. That's about the cover that you get. If you're looking to get down, where are y'all looking to kind of bed down?
Well, literally, I think we just first of all get down as low as we can.
Fair enough.
Because that's going to make it a lot harder to be hit. The first thing I'm going to do is see if I can find out where the arrow came from.
Okay, go ahead and let's see. Roll me a survival based off of where she was.
As long as you don't say
standing and where
perception,
you're at.
that's fine.
It's perception, I meant.
Hey, survival is 18 plus numbers. 19.
19, solid. You definitely know it is coming from the north. Based on where she got hit, you're not certain, but it is not at all coming from nearby where the forest was, and it's coming at a downward angle as if it was lofted at some distance.
Are you alright, Zinnia? Oh my god. What did it hit you?
Oh, God. It's still in my arm, right?
Oh, yeah, you haven't taken it out.
Ah. This hurts. This hurts, Pepper. This really hurts. Do we crawl? Do I?
No, you need to take care of that first. Do you still have any more of your God's healing power today?
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm just gonna give
Okay,
myself.
you
a
take care of that.
cure.
I'm gonna be between you and where it came from.
You say cure wounds?
Yes.
Okay. How much are you healing for?
10 points.
10 points. Okay. As you kind of purse yourself down on the ground, you begin rubbing red energy over your arms, stopping the blood coming out of the arrow as you quickly yank it out. Bits of fur and flesh on the end of it before you just throw it down out of anger. Let's see.
I managed to procure a plank of wood from my backpack.
Okay.
It's not the biggest, but it sort of gives us a little bit of cover.
Trying to use it
between
as
where I
like a
think-
pseudo shield.
Exactly.
Sounds good. Okay. You hold it up there then. I'm not going to say it's half cover, but I'll let it give you like 1 extra AC on that. Happily, if you're able to hold it up and block. Both of you roll me a perception check. You can see in the dark, so that's helpful.
7.
9.
Beautiful.
Where's our perceiving buddies?
It's dark out. Luckily, you can see in the dark, but it still does cause problems compared to the vast distances you can see in the daylight. Other than that, you're just hoping that somebody will give something away here, but you have no idea where this arrow came from.
How close to the trees?
You just came out of them. You're maybe about 30 feet away from the tree line.
All right, hey Zinnia, I think let's head back towards the tree line to start with, and we'll figure out who the fuck just shot you in the arm.
Yeah, fucker. I'm gonna limp even though my leg's not hurt.
Well, let's crawl if we can.
As you would. Okay. Are you going to try and crawl along the ground?
I'm gonna try to be positioned between where it's coming from and Zinnia with my plank, and then I'll crawl backwards and sort of like have Zinnia in front of me, sort of thing.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're going to be trying to protect Zinnia then, correct?
I'm gonna catch the arrows. like a
Okay.
monk.
Sounds good. Well, you do technically catch an arrow, though probably not with the appendage that you would like. As an arrow flies down, you're holding the board up as Zinnia crawls. You're basically moving back on one knee. As very Skyrim, another one takes a shot that goes right above your kneecap, right into the upper part of your thigh, and slams into you for... That would be 10 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
You don't see it, but you hear before it actually impacts the... as it slams into you.
Not enough time for my uncanny dodge.
Oh, you technically that ability is if you see the attack coming, and based off of your 7 and 9 perception roll, I'm going to say no.
How rude.
How rude indeed.
Hey How much space had we covered by the time that hit?
You basically have just started moving when it slams into you before you kind of cry out and immediately start heading backwards much more quickly to the tree line, less
Zinnia,
worried
fucking
about
leg it.
holding that up.
And I grab Pepper's hand and I assist, like, just run it as fast as we can back to the tree line.
Yeah,
The
let's
two
just
of
leg
you move, going directly behind some of the big, fat, thick ironbark trees, and as you do, you slam your back into it. You see an arrow slam into the ground nearby, just having missed your foot as you moved along.
Here, Pepper, take some of this, and I grab the knee leg part, and I heal for 11 points.
11 points.
Huzzah.
As...
Can we look at this arrow now?
Yeah, you absolutely can, but I'm going to pause right there for you. As you heal, your red light in the darkness of this Ironbark Forest kind of echoes and glows off of the trees here, much like the red light of the magic you saw coming from the druidic circles. In doing so, and the cries that you're making, I want to pause as Celine, you felt that connection, that sudden sense of magic similar to your own. You knew, I ran into the forest, I need to head back north, and so you began rushing before you saw the red light in the distance. You see, very cat and mouse, quite literally, a large Leonin female clad in red robes and golden attire, and a small ratfolk male in black garb, sitting next to each other as the Leonin rubs red markings along this ratfolk's leg here. And you hear the sudden wince of the ratfolk as maybe about 60 feet from you, an arrow is pulled out of their leg.
Hello?
Pepper, Zinnia, you're suddenly startled a bit as in the same way next to the trees that you are, another one stands seemingly less aware of the danger coming from the north of the forest. You see, Celine, I'm going to show your picture up. Might you describe your character for me?
You see a strange-looking figure with long, wispy green hair with feathers growing out of sort of the crown of her head and her shoulders. Almost similar plumage to that of like a green finch, and just bright, piercing green eyes.
Even in the darkness, the brightness of the green along this sort of half-elf looking character beneath the orange leaves and the gray bark of the forest stands like a beacon looking very Great Gatsby about 60 feet away from you all.
What?
I take my
Get
spear.
down! There's arrows!
It wasn't you.
No,
I don't see a bow.
no
I-
bow.
I couldn't tell where those arrows came from, and I dropped my spear. Not drop it, I lower.
No, I'm here to find someone.
Let's go
Is it
further.
Zinnia?
Discussion further down the tree line. I don't want us to get hit. I don't know where these arrows are coming from.
There's arrows.
I-
Stay low.
I would ask questions.
who are you?
But sure. My name's Celine Zephyris.
Are you with the trees?
No, I'm. It's hard to explain. Let's just get some cover first, maybe.
Yeah.
Is this really a good idea? I mean, the last lot you went off with nearly killed you.
Hey, I don't mean you any harm, I promise.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You guys make a new friend in 5 seconds in.
That's
We
fair.
make a friend. Just saying.
Make a friend back off. Here's my knife.
25.
25. Okay. You sense in both the urgency of this person and the kind of soft, genuine tone to their voice, even though the arrows are flying, they don't appear to have any direct desire to hurt you, especially since they would essentially have you cornered between whatever is firing at you and themselves. As Celine kind of moves up between one large tree to another, making sure to keep the the northern side of the edge of the forest away so that they do not find an arrow in their knee. They get a little bit closer, and you're able to see their eyes and just sense a gentleness there. Hearing that Hayden's audio is a little low, so I'm going to up it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also, y'all gonna just let the arrow in a knee joke slide? I heard that, Rybo.
Of course we are.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
So Celine, well, we need to take care of whoever's taking care of us. You can come help us, and then we can maybe help you.
Sure. What exactly are you dealing with here?
An arrow. 3 arrows.
That tells me a lot. Thanks. Who's attacking you is more the question.
Pepper, that's a good time. As you mentioned before, wanting to take a look at the arrow, you can pull it out of the ground and roll an inspection on that.
All right. Is it on a dead person?
I'm seeing that there's literally a thing in chat now that says they have invoked the punishment of the GFY. Because of how awesome that is, I will happily take one. I've got 2 now.
Nice.
Enjoy.
Well, that sort of ruins my... Hey, it's a critical 20. 20 plus 2 is 22.
Oh, sweet. Not 20. All right. You pull the arrow out. You notice that this is a thick, long, widely
3 Cs or
shafted
2?
arrow. 2 Cs on this one. Not huge. But the arrow in itself is long, as if created for a being quite tall. The feathers themselves are not necessarily chicken feathers like you would normally find on a bow. These are eagle-esque feathers because of how large this arrow is. It didn't really make you notice anything before, since it got shot into you and you're mostly just trying to get out of there. But now that you're holding it, it is not a thin arrow shaft that you're holding, but more like a tree branch.
A big person?
Oh dear God! No wonder it hurts so bad. How familiar are you with the area?
Not very. I'm from Holbeck. I'm trying to find my way to a temple.
Oh, who do you praise?
I don't know their name, actually. All I know is they're an elemental of some kind.
Oh, and what element would that be?
Air. I need to appease them somehow. Because of this. And I'll just kind of gesture at my feathers a little bit.
Oh, I just thought that was a personal fashion choice. I wasn't judging. It's cute.
Yeah, Salt had a feather beard
No.
once.
No, they're like growing out of her skin.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sania and Pepper, go ahead and roll me a nature check on that. Or a history, whichever is higher for you.
Okay.
6.
Both -1, but it's still
Jakey. He did it again.
6 and... What did I do?
You'll see.
Okay.
You all
What was
see.
yours, Sania?
16.
Much better. You, based off of your study, have not seen creatures like this before, though you've heard of them. You've heard of them in a wrathful sense. You've heard of them as being almost abominational beings from other planes, not natural to this world, almost akin to like a tiefling. You don't know the names, but you've heard of creatures like this that seem to grow feathers or other elemental accoutrement across their body.
Oh, so did those, were you born with those, or did they come out of nowhere one day?
I was...
Ladies, can we talk about this once we've gotten the person with the arrows flying at our faces?
Right. Sorry.
Yes, to answer real quick, dealing with the arrows, I was born like this. I think my parents said I was an antique, I guess. And then I'll like flicker my fingers a little bit and let like little sparks kind of fly off. Can do this.
As you do so, this forest lights around you as little green puffs of sparks and fire that float upwards. Seem to come from nowhere.
You can give us away. I love it. This is amazing. All right, how can you do that over that way, and then we can run this way?
Pepper, we can't just leave her.
I can't.
No,
I
no.
can
I'm
fight.
saying she can like do the colors that way. She doesn't have to be there, right? Or do you have to be there?
Oh, I can fight, and I mostly heal, honestly. But
Oh, thank God.
I can fight if you need help.
What a set of ladies we are. All right. Let's head around, guys. Come on. Let's go find this and figure out what the heck is firing arrows at us and why.
Yeah.
Sure.
Celine, you rush up to the tree in which they are in. Are y'all saying about going north to try and find whatever's shooting arrows at you, or run further into the forest?
So can we get closer to it using the edge of the forest?
You could a little bit. Depends. Are you trying to go further to the lake or go further to the mountain?
We want to find the guy or the girl shooting the arrow.
Correct. You don't know where that came from, so you may have to either go from where you're at and kind of hedge your bet between both, or you could technically ride the edge of the forest going a little further to the mountain or closer to the lake.
Whichever way, my survival gave me the feeling of going.
Ah. Go
So
ahead
I
and
was
roll
like-
one more time for me.
One more time. Big roll.
No Ren.
Oh,
no
oh,
map.
oh. Look at that. That's a sexy. My hands are here. Changing the screen. Look at the 20 on that one. Isn't that beautiful?
Ooh, that's
Oh, that's spicy.
spicy.
That's
You-
what we call a critical survival.
Another critical spicy today, huh?
I'm liking this die.
All right. Everybody go buy the new Wizards of the Coast die. They are... right. With that, you saw where the angle came in. There's no possible way it could have hit her right, Drew, because, I was just looking at it the wrong way before. Her right shoulder, had it been from the lake, not at that angle, that definitely came from the mountain.
All right. So can we get towards the mountain with the forest as our cover?
Yeah, you could definitely ride it a little bit closer, where, imagine the mountain range is maybe about 1,000 feet off from the edge of this forest line here, at kind of a angle, coming from like a right angle. Not right. I'm trying to say the opposite part of the triangle. I'm dumb. But you could go to the forest and turn that into a straight line rather than having to go diagonal and make it even further. So you could lessen the distance that you'd have to travel significantly.
And hopefully by that stage, it'll be a bit brighter and we might be able to see a bit more of where we're going.
Absolutely. Okay. So Pepper then, seeming to kind of want to lead the group out and away from where the arrows are currently flying, kind of pulls on the two of your shirts saying, all right, let's go. And as soon as the rat folk kind of takes off extremely, surprisingly quickly, Celine, Xenia, following?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to pause there and go back down to How. How? You were going back towards the way, the hypotenuse. Thank you. I'm dumb. I swear I got my degree in engineering and it was earned. I swear I didn't buy that. You can print those off anywhere nowadays. How? As you're going down south, you're going to have to go back by where the druids were originally chasing you, Pepper and Xenia, unless you want to skirt around it in kind of a crescent fashion.
Yeah, I should find Tweedledum and Tweedledummer as fast as I can, so I'm gonna go straight through.
Okay. Are you trying to avoid being seen by the druids, or
I'm assuming they have enough on their hands. I'm going to try and be like as sneaky as I can, but I feel like with the commotion and stuff, I at least have some benefit, and from how far I can see and whatnot, I'm just gonna basically stay like my exact like 120 feet at like skirt around anything I see that moves.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll a perception while I roll a stealth for you.
Sounds good. I'm gonna guidance myself. Wahoo!
Tell me what your guidance is, and I'll add that to your stealth as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that one's +2. My other one was +3, so +2 for my stealth, and then for perception, that's that's an unnatural 20.
Ooh, all right. You begin heading south through this clearing. Many large trees, some of them larger than you saw previously. You are now a little bit skittish, thinking a bit of everything is an ent around you. Anything that has two trunks that kind of lead down, you fear are feet, and so you avoid that with utmost caution. This seems to fare you well as you don't run into any immediate trouble. However, at one point you begin to hear the pitter-patter of very, very fast feet running directly in your direction. So you hedge your bets and try and climb up a tree to not be seen as quickly as possible. In doing so, you see a creature run by, seemingly towards the northeast from where you're at. In the darkness, you can't see much, even with your dark vision, just because of how the grays work of typical dark vision. However, you see what looks to be like a wolf, but with fur in the shape of almost dreadlocks. Wait, those aren't fur. They're almost like needles or pines. And its face is gnarled and the skin kind of pulled back across it. It almost has like fangs for teeth as it rushes along the ground and sniffs, seemingly picking up your scent as it goes along. It growls in a wolfy, deep howl, but it is definitely not of this natural world. Go ahead and roll me a nature check as you're looking at this thing.
Go ahead and roll me a new character as you look at it.
Yeah, why not?
My nature's +1. Wild. I was like, I'm ready for a -1. All right, that's 18.
18, solid. You can absolutely assure that this creature doesn't appear to be natural. The kind of pins that pull back like a porcupine off of its neck look almost like a lion's mane and are black, save a few strands of metal on the back of them that move further. They appear to be the same kind of pins as before, except they just appear to be metal. As this thing rushes off in the direction that you came. What are you doing?
Okay. I'm going to wait a beat for it to like just pass.
Yeah.
And I'm going to creep on by, but I'm going to start now while I'm stealthing. I'm just going to be casting Minor Illusion to make footprints going like in different directions from my person.
Okay.
Just like spraying those everywhere.
A pretzel of footprints that keeps moving and following all behind you.
Yep. And then from an aerial view, it just says "you" from the sky.
In cursive, though, so it looks natural.
Oh yeah, very nice cursive.
Of course.
Yep.
Right. You're going to head to the south then. You continually move trying to avoid any sort of natural or magically gifted trees that might spot you, and seem to do a great job. Ren, as you and Robert sit there in what is essentially the darkness of the night, barely able to see anything from the stars that shine down through the thick canopy of trees, you both just kind of sit and look around.
Robert, I told you, Robert. I'm not lighting a torch in the forest.
I don't understand. The druids let us out of here with no problems.
The forest on fire, Robert.
They think that you didn't, right? And we gave ourselves up. They seem that there's no problems.
Did.
But hear me out.
No.
If somebody's going to run into something, they're going to run into a black dragonborn. I cannot be seen in the night. They will hit me like a stone.
Do what I do and hug a tree. Just hold on to the tree.
Last time
It'll be
I
morning.
did anything with the tree, I got in a very, very bad mess. And if I could hold for but a moment, that would be beneficial. If the tree had a face and I knew it, just light a torch.
No. No.
About that time during your
stealthy
argument,
right
you start to hear voices, familiar ones coming in the distance as Ren and Robert hear the sudden rustling of a tree and a branch from something moving nearby. You turn. What did you say?
I bet you they're being very stealthy right now. And then when I emerge, I just go, I hate you both. Follow me. And I'm going to grab their hands.
And the fire ignites in Ren's hands.
You could have made fire that easily, and you do it for him, and we could have known that he was here.
He spooked me. I don't do well being spooked in the forest.
Oh, Robert picks his spear up.
You're scared? Oh, you're scared, lost in this forest right now? I just came back to find both of you. So take my hand. We are going to go nice and slowly and not make a sound. And so help me God, if I see even a spark come from either of you, I'm going to leave you both in the darkness to sit there and think about what you did.
Okay.
We good?
But if we're doing
Don't even
this,
answer. Thumbs up. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
and Rin's going to cast Mirror Image on themselves.
As suddenly 4 of Ren appear,
Damn it.
Robert asks as he grasps onto the collar of your shirt, and 4 of Ren, though you only feel 1, also grasp onto the collar of your shirt. As you kind of sigh your head and move forward, Robert whispers to you how
Obviously, he cannot light a flame, but is it something that you might be able to? Is it just that Ren cannot? You also provide us with light that is more contained.
You hear 4 sighs.
as a group sigh gets let out.
I don't do fire, but I can see in the dark. So, we're good.
Okay.
One sec, though, before we walk. I'm going to cast Sending with my little book magic to Zinnia. Hey, I found both of them standing in the dark yelling at each other. We're on our way. I don't think anyone found us.
Okay. We're in the forest. Pepper and I just got hit by huge arrows. We're gonna kind of try to investigate. Talk to me when you get closer.
Oh, also, I saw a porcupine devil going your guys' way.
Oh God.
Talk to you later. Bye. And then I just start moving forward with them.
So, Nia, when you do the sending, do you send it in your head or do you say that out loud?
It's in my head, right?
It's optional. It's entirely up to you. Robert obviously did it out loud as he doesn't know how magic works whenever it was sent to him.
It's in my head, but you can tell I'm like talking in my head when it happens.
Pepper, Celine, as the 2 of you are kind of rushing, going from tree to tree, you see the Leonin stop at a tree for a moment before rushes and catching up to you, seemingly deep in thought before
You're right, Zinnia.
rushing back.
Oh, watch out. There's a porcupine headed our way according to Hal. Just watch where you step.
Oh,
Sure.
amazing.
Also, Hal.
Just what we need.
Robert and Ren. So
Oh, they're still alive. Yay. This way, guys.
I'm assuming your other friends?
You can
yeah.
use those terms, I guess.
You know, I really like those guys. I'd call them close friends. You know, I'm just glad that they're waiting for us.
Yeah, me too. Me too. As long
Right.
as we
Go
get
find
through
this
this. Right?
arrow and
Never
deal
would
with
leave
that.
us behind. That's the first description I'd give them.
Yeah, I would just say loyal to a fault.
To a
almost.
fault. Really.
It's
You know, I have to say that we're moving a lot faster than we normally do, which is always good. But come on, Zinnia, let's pick it up.
I mean, I've only had to use 2 healing spells when usually I have to use my whole.
I know, normally you're out by now, seriously.
Celine's just like, man, I don't know about these dudes, but they sound shitty. I would leave them.
That was beautiful.
Right. How Ren and Robert are going to begin heading towards the north. Zinnia described being shot by a great arrow, but we're going to go back to Zinnia, Celine, and Pepper as you make your way slowly towards the west of the tree line. You keep the mountain range in sight here. It takes you a little bit of time as you're making sure, giving a few seconds in between each tree that you all kind of slowly move to, assuring that you're not going to get shot by an arrow. You take your time, and so it takes you about an hour just going maybe half a mile at this point to make sure that you're not getting hit. And in that time, the sun has slowly begun to rise, where you could thoroughly say it is sunrise at this point. Ren, Robert will begin to be able to see a little bit as the sun peeks its head through the tree canopy, but you all can see the sun shining brightly onto the mountain range now. What are we doing?
Well, trying to see if we can find out where this arrow came from, of course. So does that help us with vision at all?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely would, being that your dark vision only gives you a certain range or distance that you can see. The sunlight kind of protruding over thing will definitely allow you to see not just silhouettes, but actual things in the distance now. So if you'd like, you can peek your head out and do some perception rolls.
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Go for it. Perception from the 3 of you.
Yee!
Because
All
the next I don't
right.
do perception, do I? Oh, I do today.
It's gonna be 12.
A 12. Also, Celine, can you do me a favor and tell me what your passive perception, AC, and stealth are?
My passive is 13. My AC is 14, and my stealth is a +3 or +2 because I can read words and numbers. Those two.
I was gonna say, can you? Because it's probably one number.
I read for a living.
You know that,
but that doesn't mean I'm good at it.
You know that argument of is it modifier on the top and number on the bottom? Hayden's argument is, do I write the word out instead of the TWO instead of the
Wait, you mean we're live?
I wrote really teeny.
Okay, cool. So what was your perception again?
It was 12.
Oh, no, the number you rolled. Oh, that was what you rolled, right?
That was
okay,
yeah,
because
my
you have
passive was 13.
Yeah. Zinnia and Pepper.
19.
21.
Oh, 21.
Yeah, goes it.
Thanks, Viner. As in the distance, Pepper, Zinnia, Celine, you look out from the trees. Celine, you get the view from what you saw the night before. You just came from this valley between the mountains and the lake. You were not troubled by any archer. You saw the building, but steered clear of it, being that you were traveling alone. You saw light coming from it as you entered the forest, but it wasn't until a few hours after that you felt the magic calling you towards the north side of the forest here. Looking back now out across, you see that same building. However, Pepper, you also see the building sans the light that was in it from the night before. It seems to have been snuffed out, whatever fire was in that building. And Zinnia, with your 21, can see a creature moving from that building towards the mountains.
Pepper is right there.
Does it have a bow?
Does it have a bow?
You can see that there is something moving, but it's the equivalent of an ant at this point. It is probably about half a mile away from you, where you're at.
Look, it's moving from the building to the mountains.
That's a bit far to shoot an arrow, though.
I mean, the arrow's huge. How big's the
Yeah,
bow?
but just like, if I take the hypotenuse and bring it across here, it just doesn't make any sense.
What exactly did you all do to find yourself getting shot with arrows? If
We
you
were
don't
walking. We left the tree line.
Yep. We left the forest.
I would like to roll an insight check on them.
Absolutely.
All right, Goblin Slayer dice, let's go. Hi, Cat. That's going to be a 16 total.
16. They don't appear to be bandit-esque folks or marauder, though you don't get a great feeling from the rat folk, especially with the dark clothes of a thief that you see.
Prince.
Prince thief.
Ooh, that changes everything.
They don't give off the appearance of thieves, but rather wayward travelers, especially by their packs that they're wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to figure it out, which is why I'm trying to track down who shot an arrow at us. Though, I don't think there's been any arrows for the last bit, has there?
Has there been any more arrows, Ryan?
No, not that you've seen. As you've been going through the tree line, you've been waiting, and if there's been an impact, you've not heard one.
Well, I think it's pretty safe at the moment. I turn around to Celine. Temple?
Oh gosh, where to begin? Essentially, I'm sort of on, I guess you could say, a pilgrimage. I'm trying to appease my god. Them being an elemental of air. They're not really fond of beings like me. You see, I have sort of elemental blood, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm the only person like me I've ever met, but essentially they gifted me with the ability to heal, but it doesn't always work. So my parents thought that maybe if I find their temple, I could appease them and maybe make up for whatever I might have done.
Okay, and that brings you to a forest
I'm trying to
full of
find...
druids and tree guys that want to kill people?
I don't... it seemed like the most direct path when I was looking at my map.
Oh, you've got a map too?
I kind of lost it along the way.
Oh.
So I'm just kind of rolling with the arrows, I guess.
Tania, roll me a religion check.
Okay.
Rolling with the arrows. Wait, these ones?
I guess.
10.
Yes.
Obviously, her god sounds familiar, though you know most of the worshippers of your god, being that they're pretty much your clan and a few outside of it that are nearby. Coming this far from the north, that don't sound right. But you definitely don't know what she would be? That sounds odd to you. Might have it in a text somewhere, but you might have to spend some time reading, but offhand, it's not knowledge that you keep at your fingertips.
So you're saying that your god is unhappy that you're part elemental?
Yeah, that's essentially what I've gathered over the years.
It's not very nice.
I guess. But I want to make up for it if I can. And hopefully finding their temple or they wanted me to find somebody else who worshiped them. But I really don't have a lot to go on here.
You want to make up for being the way you were born?
Kinda. Well, whatever I did, I don't know.
I mean, you were just a baby. What could have you done? That's not... So that doesn't sound very nice.
I think it's that I'm part elemental, but not fully. That's the problem. That's sort of from the visions and dreams that I've gotten. That's sort of that's what I understand.
What visions?
Mostly just that I need to... that I'm wrong, if that makes sense.
So sad.
It's really not a big deal. It's just I'm doing what I have to. And they've given me the ability to heal people and to cast all sorts of cool things. I never thought I'd get to do what I get to do, and it set me on travels, so why not? You know? They're giving me the opportunity to see the world.
I like your positive outlook on life.
I know.
Finding what you need to find, that temple, it sounds like something we should do. However, I think we should wait for our friends. That way we don't lose them again.
I think that might need to come first.
Oh.
So, whatever you guys need, happy to help.
Wait, finding our friends comes first or the temple comes first?
No, finding your friends,
Wait.
sorry.
Got it.
Are they part of the temple?
What? Are your friend what?
You're breaking up. Say again?
Come in.
I'll buy you some time, Hayden. Alex, you're cutting out. Say again?
No. So you need to find this temple, but So why not just go and find the temple?
Well, clearly you guys need help.
I mean, clearly we always need help, but usually from ourselves.
Well, I was told to find somebody who worshipped the same god that I do, and well, you're the first people I've seen in a hot minute, so why not?
Got you, but you don't know which god it is, so we can't confirm
No.
if it's the same god we worship.
They never told me their name.
Okay. Zinnia, you've got no clue of the god she's talking about?
I mean, there could be no possible way that could be my god that I follow. Like, it's just such a small chance, you know?
Have you told her who you follow in case we have that small chance?
I mean, you couldn't be following Nimbus, could you? See, she doesn't know. She doesn't even know the names.
Does this sound familiar or feel familiar?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and need you to just roll a history check.
Oh God, please roll low. I just want this to be one whole charade. The dramatic irony, I am here for it.
As Salt just
roll good. That's gonna be a total of 18.
Oh, beautiful. As Pepper literally says, "Hey, maybe you could just say the name out loud one time. That'd be really helpful, please." Ugh. What are you doing the facepalm? You did it! As cumulonimbus. Celine, you recall the dream that led you to head to the south in the first place. You recall seeing the brown mountains, the nearby desert, the great heat of the south compared to your snowy north. You remember in your dreamscape the tall mountain in which you scaled, seemingly for hours, before a great swirling cloud of tornadoes and lightning bowed over you with its mighty head. You seemed to get smaller and smaller and shrink before you heard a name seeming to thunder from the heavens themselves, cursing you, damning you, daring you to head to the south. How dare you stand before the presence of cumulonimbus? Before a lightning bolt strikes the massive plateau on which you stand, sending you tumbling down the mountains as your That So Raven flashback comes back, as you do, in fact, remember that name.
Yeah.
What?
But
Huh? How? No. How convenient.
The world works
Insight.
in weird ways.
Roll an insight.
My parents told me that Miss only
9.
looked over our mountain range. How could? Where is Hallback? Hallback, anyways.
Way
Yes,
north.
Ryan. Where is Hallback? Ryan?
What do you mean,
Would
Ryan?
it be in Okanada for another Canadian person?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Mike?
That 2 Canadians on the show that I've made be from Okanada.
Huh, weird. Weird how that works. That's just
Smooth, boy.
couldn't see that happening. Rival wouldn't do that, would they?
It's okay, neither of them noticed until they both talked about it.
I noticed
No,
this
I mean-
when you told me where I was from, because you said you're going to be from Okanada. And I'm like, oh, I'm a penguin from Okanada? Cool, I guess I won't do a character voice even. I'll just show up. I'm in character, I guess.
I'm so disappointed in myself, man.
You know what? I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of us in Okanada.
Latte, my boy.
The real country's name is Canada. I don't hear any connection to it at all.
Whatever.
So
You should be sorry.
GFY.
don't ask what their
Well,
flag
well,
looks
building.
like.
Ryan, throw up the map really quickly so chat can see what we're talking about. I think they
yeah,
might
let's-
just be a little bit
Can
lost.
we take a little peek at Okanada? Can you show us this this barren
Everyone
tundra
prepare your
that is
pepper
nowhere
poses.
like?
By the way, I need to tell you something, because nobody has known this yet. What elves live in Okanada? Crimson Forest, right? You want to know what the Okanada flag looks like?
No.
You're the worst. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
It's so weird. How just died. His brain just melted and it's pouring out of his ears. He's just dead.
He just exploded.
Ryan, you can't
Just that happened.
you can ask us if we want to see it and not show us.
I showed it. What I put
Yeah,
it on
you
the
put
stream.
it on stream.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
missed
be
it. I was too
watching
busy
the
laughing.
stream,
I
Zinnia.
was too busy laughing. Sorry.
I don't-
Oh, how convenient.
Oh, how convenient. It doesn't appear to be lying, though, Pepper. Celine seems to speak with a genuine reverence, at least about this.
My parents told me that Nimbus only looked over our mountain range. I don't. How did Nimbus?
I mean, he
reach
probably
above
only
the
looked
range?
over one mountain range near, but he fucked another mountain range by the looks of things.
He would never. Also, Nimbus wouldn't judge someone for being the way they're born.
Look, we've met a lot of gods recently, and who the heck knows what they think?
Well, when my mother started bringing me to the church to pray with her, she said that I shouldn't ask for any specific god, but just some god of the sky and storms to try to understand what I was. And eventually, I started sensing someone or something, and they just it felt right, I guess, almost like there was some sort of connection to them. And I guess their name was Nimbus. They only told me it before I left. I guess I wasn't worthy of their name? I don't know, but who knows? But they sent me on my way, and here I am, I guess.
Oh. Wow.
All right, Zinnia, where's your closest temple? Are we going all the way back to homeland?
I mean, my home is further than we are to. No, it's like equidistance. Oh, like city-state of Kern is kind of further. We're like halfway point. There's no way we can go to Kern. We just have to change our whole travel.
Well, I'm not asking you to take me. That's more than enough information. That actually gives me an endpoint. So.
Okay. I mean, personally, I'm from the Sunset Mountains, so, sorry, I'm just having a little bit of an identity crisis.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Sunset Mountains is where we're based out of. I don't really know if there's any other temples.
That's really
Sort of
good
grab
to know.
both their hands and lead them to sitting down.
Okay.
You both kind of slide down next to the tree with your backs up against it there. Now sitting down at the same height that the rat folk stands.
You guys talk it out. I'm gonna keep an eye out for these arrows, okay?
Should we deal with that first and find your friends first? And we can.
I think there's a lot more going on here you guys need to deal with. I got this.
I guess. I'm not trying to like.
Our friends will find us, I'm sure.
I'm not trying to like impede on who your god is or anything like that. They found me.
Right. No, it's not your fault at all, actually. I kind of want to accompany you to the Sunset Mountains if you do end up going there.
Of course. I don't see why not. I'm always down to have a companion. It's been a little quiet, I guess.
How long have you been alone?
Since I left. And DM can tell me how long it would take me to have gotten from.
Oh, it's been about since you left. Traveling on your own from Hallback all the way down through the colonies, it probably, since you're not exactly a seasoned adventurer, many stops in between, you've probably been going for about 2 months at this point. Very, excuse me, where can I find that road that I was looking for earlier? Many of those.
About 2 months or so.
Haven't seen anyone for 2 months.
Well, I've seen people, but I haven't like traveled with people, you know? Usually I just stick in Holbeck, so this is kind of my grand adventure, I guess.
Right. I think we should regroup with our friends first before I make the next decision.
Sure.
At that, gonna pause. How, Ren, Robert, you've been walking since the sun has begun to rise. Now Ren and Robert can finally freely see. Though, it's kind of that twilight zone, and so you can really just barely see through the trees whenever a sunshaft decides to poke its way through there. However, I need all of you to roll perception checks, so that would be Ren and Hao and Robert.
Can I guidance this, or would this be on the fly?
Yeah, you can guidance it. You're all kind of watching out as you go.
That's a non-natural 20.
Okay.
With guidance, that's a 23.
Oh, solid. You've been walking for about an hour at this point. Once during this hour, Hao and Ren stop on a dime before Robert runs into the back of both of you, because he does not see this with his 4 on his roll. But you all see something large bounding towards the south of where you're at. Some bear-like creature with silver spiked hair rushing to the south in your direction. What are you doing?
Is this the same thing I saw, or different?
This is different. This appears to be like a regular grizzly-esque bear, though you see some bits of metal coming off of its fur.
Do we climb the tree? What do we do? How?
We skirt around. Stay with me.
I'm gonna cast another minor illusion. This time, I'm gonna cast just a quick someone peering behind a tree, as the range is 30 feet. So basically, I'm just gonna throw the illusion down. Of just someone looking like they're peeking from behind a tree, just as far as I possibly can from us, and then I'm just gonna head the other direction, and get us to kind of arc around and keep going.
Would I have seen that he did that?
Are you trying to make it stealthily, as in so that your parties don't even notice you casting the spell?
Let's see, I'm gonna try and make it just stealthy, just for this creature, because it's far enough for them. I don't care if they see me do it.
Okay, I would say no. You do see it. Not that Hao would be hiding it enough. So you do see it, Ren.
If that's the case, then I'm going to use the telekinetic mage hand and have it go over where I see the illusion and crack over that way, where the illusion is peering out from behind.
As both of you two see this grizzly bear running in your direction, how you create the image of a person looking Scooby-Doo style behind the tree, its head just popping out just enough for hopefully the grizzly bear to see it, as a small white gloved hand reaches a branch and whacks it against the tree. Again, these are soft branches, so they don't make a cracking sound, but the metal on metal sound of the ironbark slams, and it sounds like pots and pans banging against each other briefly, as the bear quickly turns and runs in that direction. It is only 30 feet away, though, so you're still going to be in earshot if it comes nearby, so recommend another gut reaction of what you're doing now as this grizzly bear bounds towards your illusion.
Can you make us quiet?
I am basically tapped for the day.
Okay. Robert.
I'm gonna try and go behind a tree, so it's the point of where it comes from is hard, but because it's got 120 foot range, I'm gonna try and fire an Eldritch Blast, so the direction where the person is peeking, Eldritch Blast hit a tree, so it's basically it sounds like basically slam against the tree, and then in the distance something else gets hit, so it's a travel of motion. I guess they would fire 2 bolts, so I'm gonna use the both, so it's one tree gets hit at 60 feet and another at 120, so it just sounds like something's bounding from the trees.
Classic warlock solution to a problem. I like it.
Eldritch Blast.
As you make the illusion of this person hide behind the tree and you throw out Blast Force, roll a sleight of hand to see if you can disguise where this bolt is coming from.
Ooh, sleight of hand? Do I have that's the one I took. I don't have stealth proficiency, but sleight of hand I do. It's 22. 16 plus 6.
All right. As you move back behind the tree, Ren's let's do something here before Hal throws off 2 blasts of force energy further down the trees. What you hear is the immense sound this bear starts bounding off towards the bolts. Doing so, where you shoot it off, the bear actually goes right by your location, heading further towards the south. I need the three of you. Well, I'm gonna roll the stealth for all three of us then.
Ryan, don't fuck me. Don't fuck me, Ryan.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Ren.
Do either of you
Ren gut
have
reaction.
inspiration?
Yeah.
I
How?
do.
I highly, highly recommend it.
I will use inspiration, and I'm gonna cast guidance on Ren still too. That's a +4 to Ren.
You want to play this game? All right, Ryan. I use my inspiration.
Okay. Okay, solid. So, Robert has disadvantage because big plate wearing boy. But he still got a nat 20 as he rolled 2 of them. As Robert immediately gets up next to the tree and doesn't move a single muscle. You couldn't hear the wind blow on his plates. As Hao and Ren got a 1 and a 3 prior to their inspirations, which changed Hao's up to an 18 and Ren's to a 22 or 21. Sorry. As both of you rush back behind the tree where Robert is for the first time, using Robert as your cover system here to hide behind. Stealthy boy that he is. You both rush behind it as this all. That's why you said, okay, you're getting another point of inspo. Look at you, Drew. Look at Loki, big boy.
Don't make me get Pico. I'll do it.
I
You
feel
want
like
your
it's a
inspo back?
GFY.
No.
I'm
okay.
Can
never
GFY this
GFY
face.
a
Look at that face.
Inspo on a stick.
Give him a head pat for me. I want him. Good boy. Thank you. That's from me, Loki. Right. As you all rush behind the tree, this big bounding grizzly bear jumps across a log nearby, and as its feet slams, you hear the log crackle underneath a dead log that was on the ground. You're certain that those paws could have easily been meant for you, and those could have been your bones breaking as this bear bounded by, but it did not notice you as it heads further to the south. Though you made the noise going that way, it may notice that there's nothing up soon, since you didn't leave anything there for it to find. So, what are we doing?
We're booting, scooting, boogieing. We're getting the heck out of there.
Oh yeah.
Boot, scoot, and boogie. As
Yeah, basically just running. We zoom in.
Ren and Hao begin rushing off. Robert goes to grab for his spear as if to hold off on this thing, but Ren very cartoonish pulls on the collar of his plate and begins having him run further to the north. There is now a hastiness to your step as you all rush to the north. At the same time, we're going to move back to Zinnia, Celine, and Pepper. Pepper, you were saying you were wanting to look at the arrows. Are you talking about stealthing towards the mountain or just percepting?
I'm talking about keeping an eye out so we don't get attacked.
Sounds good. Had to make sure that you were here for this. As Celine, Zinnia, and Pepper, you hear a wolf-like howl come to the east from where you once were, seeming to be loud in an effort to call something.
From the east, like when I got hit by an arrow?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get moving, find some cover.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in cover at the moment, but is this a good enough place to hold, or can we find a better place? Like, if it's that giant porcupine death thing that Hal mentions in here, it's gonna catch us.
Yeah.
Could scale a tree.
We could go vertical. I don't know why we didn't think about that.
I can scale trees or climb equal to my movement, so I would like to just neum up a tree about 30 feet.
As Zinnia turns and looks at Pepper like, why didn't we think about that? When you turn back, Celine is gone, though you hear rustling of leaves. As Pepper, in a movement very much like your own, though this seems to be familiarness with trees rather than innate climbing and scalability like a ratfolk might have, seems to be pushing themselves up on a branch like one might a ladder. Light as air, Celine is, as she pushes herself flying upwards quickly to the top of this 30-foot tall tree. The branches here, again, kind of floppy, with just hard, thick, iron-like bark, but where it stands at the peak of where the branches start moving out is thick enough to where you could sit, no problem, Celine.
I mean, to answer your question, Sonia, why we didn't think of it before is because your climbing, especially with cliffs, has not been very good. But let's give it a go. And I pop up the tail and just start floating up, popping myself next to Celine with a tail, ethereal tail that's sort of like Mary Poppins me up. Hi.
Celine, you see another rat tail, spectral and blue, as Pepper does Mary Poppins up next to you in the tree, 30 feet up very quickly, before just kind of gives you a hi and looks down at Zinnia as if this is something they do often.
I'm
That's
gonna
really
take.
neat.
I'm gonna have my claws out, and I'm gonna just try.
Go ahead and roll me an
go up.
athletics check.
Okay. Okay. 24.
24. The metal-like bark on this tree would be incredibly hard to sink your claws into. However, being that you're a cat, very familiar with climbing trees and asking firemen and women to rescue you at a moment's notice, you stick your claws around the metallic bark and sink it into the fleshy pulp of the tree, and it almost feels like vines or ropes that you're pulling yourself up. This is very easy for you, though much slower than the rat folk and Celine as you climb your way up and get to the top. Once you're up there, Celine and Pepper reach for your hand to pull you up on the top of this small little plateau where all of the branches seem to start moving outward.
I think I'm getting better, Pepper. Just took some practice with time.
Not bad at all.
What
I'd
now,
like to
though?
make a perception check to see if I see any like creatures or
You looking in the forest or towards the mountain?
looking around like towards the mountain. See if I see anyone coming.
Go ahead and roll me a perception. Pepper, you said you were also watching out, so I'd allow you to do the
That's
same.
garbage. It's gonna be a
Sure.
total of 7.
7.
That'd be a total of 10.
Lots of leaves in y'all's way here. Now, you could try going out to the edge of the one of the branches to see if you could see a little bit better. But as soon as you kind of move your leg onto it, again, it's almost like a wet, fleshy pulp. As you do so, the branch immediately starts to bend, and you move back, realizing better not to give your position away than find out where they are. Many leaves,
don't
it's
go
hard to see
up.
through.
There are eagles up there, not friendly ones.
I'm afraid to ask how you know that.
Oh, don't have to ask. We got attacked by a dozen of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not even gonna inside it up.
I mean, there was lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Oh my. You're trying to earn it, but it's technically factually correct, so I can't give it to you. We're going to go back to Ren, Hao, and Robert. As the three of you are kind of at a jog going through the forest as fast as you can to get to the north side and to where the edge of the forest lies, you can actually begin to see, as you've been traveling for probably about an hour and a half now from where Ren and Robert first were, the edge of the forest line here. Being that you're moving at a quick pace, focusing on getting out of here rather than stealth at this point, you see the tree line and more sunlight as it's now nearing the end of sunset and just approaching daylight now. What are the three of you doing?
We are running. We want to get back.
Also, Hal from under his mask winces and goes, "I hate the sun so much."
What?
But in this instance, Robert, kind of out of breath, it would be better for you not to have to be our guide.
He kind of asks to pause, but sees
Robert,
you all.
Robert, wait, here, just jump on my back, Robert. Just do it. Just kidding. Run.
Robert reaches out as if he's about to, but then you're like, no, just kind of push on and further forward. You all three approach the tree line here, and as you do, you puff out into what was described to Zinnia, Celine, and Pepper before. A clearing of no more trees, except for maybe a quarter of a mile off is a beautiful lake that seems to span for miles across. The lake in itself is a brilliant, beautiful blue. There is a small cabin seeming to be next to this lake, about a quarter mile from where you're at, and a mountain range that starts not too far from the edge of the forest here.
As I'm running, and I also have my map, I'm gonna pull it out and try and jog and at the same time and look at the map.
Okay, gonna keep heading to the north.
Which is kind of like texting and driving. But with that being said, does the mountain range look familiar on the map?
Roll me a survival.
Also, I will legitimately be texting and driving, and I'm going to cast sending again while we're running.
That, my friend, is a 22.
22. You recognize the gray, coal-like appearance of these mountains. You are, in fact, now out of the Ironbark Forest and on the Coalbreak Cliffs there, right next to Lake Tinderflow. You have escaped the Ironbark Forest.
We've gone too far west from our destination.
Cool. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know this is my world, but I mess it up all the time, so let me make sure.
No, you're right.
This is correct.
Those are right there.
Yeah, this is where you aim to go, right between the lake, the Tameless Rapids, the Coalbreak Cliffs. You're on the eastern side of the mountains.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going around the lake on the westward. Cool.
All right. With that, Jakey, you're texting and driving. What are you texting?
I sent to Zinnia. We're getting to the clearing. Where are you?
We went along the tree line north to try to see where the arrows came from.
Wait, what?
At about that time, because comedic timing is everything, Ren and Hao were possibly leading this run. Robert mentioned that he was in the back because he was going a little bit slower. So, Ren, were you leading the group now that you came out of the clearing, or Hao were you still kind of acting as the lead?
Hao is still acting as lead, but I hate the sun. I like the whole time Hao is just like complaining. He went from being like, yeah, this is my element to, oh no, please, no sunburn, please, ow, oof. But not like that. But
Hao
like
looking
Hao
like
would.
a straight neat coming out of the forest, especially a drow. Never seen sunlight.
Ew, hiss, don't make me come out of my room.
Being that you mentioned you don't really like the sun, I'll give you Drew and Jakey. Let's do the official D&D version. Play rock, paper, scissors to see who's up front.
Rochambeau. Sorry, I had it.
Drew's like, oh, look, it happened to be winning the whole time.
Wait, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Except for,
ready?
I gotta scoot back. All right, Rochambeau.
Oh,
you won.
Okay, Jakey wins. All right, Ren, as Jakey slows down to make his phone call, Ren, you move up like, I think these are the mountain ranges that we're supposed to go to. As how you hear Zinnia say, yeah, when we started getting shot by the arrows. Wait, what? As you see Ren get knocked right on his ass. As Ren, you do get hit by a very large arrow shaft.
Yeah,
right.
I'm
dead
gonna use
center mass.
I'm gonna use shield. Probably doesn't matter.
Go for it. Your AC becomes
17.
17?
Okay. Yep.
Shield
Because
is
I have
plus-
AC of
That's all that
12.
gives you +5 to your AC and it becomes 17?
I'm a sorcerer and squishy. I am squishy.
Well, thank you for correcting me, because I was looking at your passive perception and was like, oh yeah, 19, you're actually good. Nope. Yep, you still get hit center mass, seeming to be right in your belly button. Ren's no good, very bad day continues.
No. Does it break my spell focus? Because that's
I'm gonna need
where my focus is?
You take 12 points of
Focus a
piercing
belly
damage.
button ring?
Yeah.
Oh my god, how did I just realize that? That's
I'm
so
always rubbing
good!
my tummy.
I thought that was just your Care Bear stare. I didn't realize it was a belly button ring. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's got a gem.
Mine's a supernatural butt plug. We'll get along great.
Yeah.
My entire goal was shock value, and I definitely got it.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube, what's up? Super happy.
What's up, YouTube? Monetize us. Hey, D&D Beyond. Yo, Hero Forge, you up?
I heard Wizards of the Coast was looking for some professionals to represent Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I have a magical butt plug with
Walk
your name
on.
on it.
Now, just
What am I
imagine.
rolling, Ryan? What am I?
I thought
Am I rolling?
I thought you said you had a concentration. I was
Save,
like,
I
I don't
believe.
think you do. Yeah, it doesn't. No, you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay, and it doesn't hit my focus.
It does
Like
not.
my arcane focus.
No,
Okay.
it does not. As Ren suddenly feels an arrow pierce their belly before falling on the ground immediately, getting back up. That was so genuine. Robert runs over and grasps you on the shoulders, looking at the arrow and coming out of your belly. I need the three of you to roll a perception check.
I'm rolling mine at disadvantage because I literally just got shot in the stomach.
I already do roll mine at disadvantage because the sun hurts my widow eyes.
Even at
Come on.
disadvantage, that's
I'm
still
just gonna leave
an
it up.
It's a nat
18.
20 and a 3.
Mine was an 18 at disadvantage. I don't know how that happened, but
You and Robert both got an
9.
18. And so basically, I'm really laughing here because this is basically, do the boys notice what happens more than the girls did? Or since Pepper is currently out? Nope. The arrow came obviously from the north. However, it hit you dead center mass, straight on. You couldn't possibly tell where this arrow came from. Robert looks
why
at
would you shoot
Usually a
people?
bow, though, really.
Robert pulls his spear and shield out.
Come out! Show yourself!
As
I'm
he
laying
looks
on the
at you.
ground,
I may have
crying.
met with the clearing. They said they went around the forest line, so I'm just gonna pretend that 5 seconds didn't happen. I'm gonna slowly pull them back, and then I'm gonna go to the directions and he had told us to go.
My belly.
Okay. As you're slowly kind of pulling them back, Robert holding shield and spear up and ready. This time, you said you're behind them. So, chat, high or low?
Ooh,
Also,
I
while
should've
that's
given
being
them a command
decided,
for that.
I look at Ren and go, "Hey Ren, look at the bunny, look at the bunny," and I yank the arrow out while he's looking at the bunny.
Ren, you see bits of belly button surrounding circularly around this arrowhead here.
My belly was my most attractive feature. Ooh.
As your
You
mercury-esque
have many
blood
more
begins to
attractive
pour
features.
out from your changeling self. I'm hearing lots of highs, so if I roll high with you, then Robert will take the blow. If not, Ren shall. Okay,
No.
Robert will take the blow.
Okay.
Okay, Robert looks around. Show yourself! As suddenly, piercing right below his jugular, Robert gets hit by a critical hit.
We're gonna
You're
die.
gonna kill Robert this way.
Ren and Robert,
Wow.
goners.
Zania, we lost Robert.
Not quite.
How do you know?
As
It was all that Ren's
I need a
fault.
dexterity save from Ren and Hao, as well as Robert.
Hate me.
Also, just wondering, I know we're an hour north. Do we hear them yelling at all? Do we hear this
You are
commotion?
currently half a mile to the west of them.
So yes. I'm just kidding. I don't... I would...
So, we'll see how loud
19.
Robert yells this time. 19
I'm
from
just-
Hao?
I'm just not having a good time. I rolled a critical fail.
Okay. Robert rolled a 5. So as Robert says,
Oh my god.
show yourself! Suddenly shooting out of him, almost as if coming from the blood itself, thorns spread out as if exploding from this arrow. As Robert takes not only a critical hit, a critical from the hail of thorns, as it begins to shoot into you. How you immediately you hear the whistle of the arrow before it hits and duck down, hoping that your companions will be smart too as well. However, that is not where they are currently focused on.
Oh, I'm laying on the ground. Do I get any sort of benefit for that since I'm literally prone from the first shot?
Prone definitely gives you advantage on dexterity saving throws.
Shit.
Robert takes a huge chunk of damage, and Ren, you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Which is huge for Ren.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna start meat shielding for Ren as we're going in the forest clearing, and now I'm using tree cover as far as we can. We're gonna start heading to where they are.
Save yourself. How?
Robert,
Ren, I swear to God, if you die here and now, I'm gonna drag your corpse with me the whole way, and I'm going to tell them.
You'll get good money.
I'm not selling
I'm
your
worth a lot.
body. Ren.
He's not dying yet. No.
As Robert puts the shield over his back and throws Ren behind the tree line, there, basically just sliding you across the ground. It's just flavor for moving you back, but he gets you as far into the tree line as he can. How you are currently making your way for there as well. Robert immediately runs and gets behind a tree best he can. As
while we're walking, I'm gonna like cup Ren's face and say,
I know this sucks right now, but you are worth much more alive, so don't think about us selling your body parts when you're dead. Think about how great it is going to be when you survive this and kick whoever's ass it is that was over there, okay?
This happens day after day, and I'm tired of it. I'm not meant to be an adventurer.
Pepper.
You are meant to be so much more, so don't let this slow you down.
So we're looking out for the arrows and like for whoever's attacking us because we have been looking and we haven't rolled that great. But now the arrows are actually flying again. Could we get another chance to see if we can see these arrows flying?
I would say, being with your perceptions that you rolled earlier, a 7 and a 10, that's your kind of currently active looking out. I would say no currently. Oh, hey, Celine gets a point of inspiration because they got Kitty.
Meow.
Look at that.
I keep forgetting I have inspiration. I could have re-rolled.
That's not important. Don't worry about that.
I'm only at 18 HP. Everything's fine.
That's fine. I would say that no, you're currently looking out and around for them, waiting for your friends since you know that they're nearby. Good question, though. However, continue with what you were saying, Ren and How.
I'm dying.
No. I want to hear more of that.
That's pretty much what you're getting.
Robert,
Yeah,
I'm on the ground. You'd probably hear some
Ren and
crying.
Okay. Robert is going to come over. You see blood gushing out of Robert's neck. He is not looking very good, but he comes over and kind of pulls you up by the scruff of your shirt and kind of sidesteps How to get basically standing over you, Ren, as you're basically wallowing in self-pity at this point. As Robert pulls you up and puts his forehead to yours, and it kind of hurts because he's a scaly dragonborn and it's like a ram kind of batting your head, but it's more of a before he looks in your eye, and you've never seen more genuine concern as he says,
Not today. We have work to do.
as you see a general effort come out of him as he lay on hands as you to heal you back that 11 hit points.
Oh, sweet boy. I can't do anything back for you. I'm sorry.
You say that as you kind of pet his face before he drops you to the ground.
I give him gentle pats.
As he pulls
blood-covered pats at that, too.
Of course. Patting his neck alone is blood-covered. You begin patting on it. How you see Robert begin to seal over the wound on Ren's navel, though not touching it specifically, seeming to almost convince his navel to be healed with his inspiring words as he sets him back on the ground. Robert then pulls a shield back out and looks to you, How, like,
what do we do from here? Where's Zinnia? Where's Pepper?
They're gonna be down this way, just keep following me. And I guess we're staying in the forest line for as long as we can.
Who's shooting us?
Someone who really doesn't want us in that forest clearing. And they're really not gonna like meeting me. Now let's go.
Okay. Hey, How? Once we're out of the forest, can I fireball?
When we find this person, I want you to fireball them so hard.
Okay.
How are you leading them further to the west?
Yeah, I'm gonna lead them. Basically, I'm like, now it's gonna be every like 6 seconds back and forth to Zinnia saying like, okay, like, did you pass this tree and stuff? Now I just need full like confirmation. Like, the second I can tell she's being like, oh my god, you're fine, then I'm gonna stop bugging her with it. But now it's just like we got shot at, we need to move.
Okay, so the first time How reaches out telepathically to you, Zinnia, you hear a more concerned voice than what once was, saying,
An arrow flew. I don't know.
You know, very how like we're on our way. I'm gonna kill this bitch kind of how type talk. You look
Not
to
that
the
edgy.
fair enough. You basically said I want you to fireball him, but I'm not gonna just say that. Zinnia, you look to the west to see if you can see where they're coming from. I need you to roll me a perception check.
Oh,
Rain has a good idea.
the
Does
best
it-
idea.
Does Zinnia keep us in the loop as well?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
this
a
is perfect.
12?
12. Okay, you don't see them coming yet.
Zinnia, tell them to go back out. And then
Oh.
we'll go back out from here. The arrow guy can't shoot at both groups, and then we'll find him and get him.
Okay, but I'm just saying we both know that Ren has pretty bad luck. Ren could be like on
Which
the verge
means
of
we're
death
not
right
going to
now.
get hit as much. It's fine.
Pepper. Usually you're very level-headed. However, in this instance,
Yeah,
I
but this
think we
guy is
should
really pissing me off.
take-
Like, have you seen the size of this arrow?
yes, I did. I felt it through my arm.
Yeah.
I just, I don't have a good feeling. I feel like, okay, Ren sounded very, very disturbed, actually. So I think, sounded very, very disturbed. And I think they've also been shot at. So I don't have a good feeling about the state of health they might all be in right now.
They've got Robert, right?
Yes. Yes.
Do we though?
I'm just gonna keep relaying to the other three. Yes,
I mean,
no.
you
no,
want to at least tell them our idea?
Okay, guys. Pepper kind of has a crazy plan. Hear us out. And I relay-
Crazy.
It's a little bit, and I relay it. I relay the plan to the three. How Pepper wants us to just run in the open, and then we can see each other. 1, 2. Then we can see where the arrow shooter is. Where
And
the
we
arrow
can't shoot at both of
coming
us at the
from,
same time.
and they can't get all of us at the same time.
That's
I
such
will-
bad logic.
I will get these two to keep moving through the forest line because I need Robert to protect Ren. I will step out. So help me God if I die. Say I died in a cool way. And then I'm going to step out.
Wait.
Wait.
We need to do it together, right? At the same time, all of us step out. Because then they can't shoot at all of us.
When you hear this message, I'm stepping out.
Wait. Okay.
How rushes out as Zinnia hears
down.
when you hear this message, I'm stepping out.
I slide down as soon as I hear that.
Okay. Celine,
Did How relay this message to me and Robert at all?
I just told them to keep moving through the forest line, and then I'm going to go peek.
okay. How
This is
you
such
rush
a good
out
idea.
through the clearing. Zinnia begins climbing down the tree. Celine and Pepper, you see your Leonin companion begin immediately going down the tree. Zinnia, roll me an athletics check, just because.
Like a firefighter down the
Yeah.
fire pole. Okay. All right. No reason. You just okay, cool. 17 plus things, 5, 22.
No problems at all. Your
Strong.
cat-like claws allow you to basically slow fall your way down, causing rips into this tree. You're very happy this isn't a treant as you claw your way
Start
down.
moving.
See, Pepper, just practice. And then just run.
What? I might just bolt after her, of course, as well.
Yeah, I'll climb down and just go right after her.
Pepper, you gently Mary Poppins your way down. Celine, with your ability to climb these trees very quickly, you actually do that acrobat thing where you kind of twirl around the branch and then push yourself down and then kind of roll onto the ground and begin running right after Zinnia. It's very, very rad. Because why not? As Zinnia, you're
we all
heading
missed
out.
it, though, unfortunately.
What's up?
We all missed it because we're already legging it.
Right, yeah. You're like,
Cool for
man, I
me.
hope Celine can do something cool. So, Pepper, Zinnia, Celine, you're all heading north out of the clearing right now, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Following Zinnia, yep.
As the three of you jump down, Zinnia, you were looking to the west, hoping to see your companions, but you saw nothing. As you jump down and head north through the clearing, all of you hear the rustling behind you. As you're maybe about 30 feet out of the clearing at this point, you hear rustling of trees and the sharp snap of wolf-like teeth as a growl comes, and out from behind the tree line here, you see, the best way I can describe it are like, if anybody's played World of Warcraft, like the Fell Hunters in that, it is a very red, scaly, demonic-looking wolf with long pins that come out of its head, some of them silver and chrome in appearance. Huge saber-tooth-like fangs, giant open nostrils, and eyes that flare red like this rising sun. Right under the tree from where you once were, as you all jumped off and rushed to the north, this thing stands at the edge of the tree line before ripping at you once with its horrible growl and staring down at you.
I cast Gust of Wind as a reaction to push them back, and I keep going.
Celine, Pepper.
I get.
Where are you gonna go?
I go, Celine, that's not our friend.
Are we gonna
run?
Are we gonna go?
Yeah. We gonna dip? I would like to shoot it with my beer bolter and just pew and run.
Beautiful. For those who missed Loreforge yesterday, good reason to come check it. Celine has a magic item that we made for them called the Behir Bolter. Are you using the Behir Bolter effect or just shooting it once?
I'm just gonna shoot it, just
Okay.
straight up.
Go for
Shoot it. It's going to be 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Yes. With the 20, 10. Where the freak are my d10s? So it's going to be a total of 1 damage.
Oh.
So let me
rolled a
describe.
1 on my d10. I'm upset.
Is it dead?
Is it
Rybo,
dead?
is it dead?
The illusion fades. It
Did
was
we win Dungeons and Dragons?
It was all an optical illusion.
So it's dead, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much XP do we get? Did we level up?
You're level 18 now. Actually, it's crazy.
Oh wow,
Did.
thanks.
You're welcome.
At
As
a pity level, Ryan.
let me describe what happens here, because it's very badass. Though Zinnia and Pepper don't see the first part where Celine basically jets out of the tree, does the roll. You hear the loud snapping of the dog. Celine, we're actually going to say that you heard this beforehand and you decide, I'm going to run after my new friends. That's when you jump and do the roll. And when you come out of the roll, Pepper and Zinnia see Celine pull this blue metal crossbow with glowing lightning orbs on the end of it. As she loads a metal bolt and pulls back on it, they begin to shock even further. You think this thing is absolutely going to rip a hole through the forest itself, and you can hear the loud thwack of the crossbow as it fires into this thing as it growls towards you. Zinnia, you throw a gust of wind, pushing this thing back as it holds against your wind, not looking up at the bolt that flies into it. Certain death flying in as the bolt ricochets off its rough skin, leaving a gouge, but nothing more.
Sorry, this is new. And I'll just take off.
As Celine runs past you all now to the north. Let me do some guessing here. So how you came out first before everybody else?
Yep. I am going to, though, when I step out, I'm going to cast like minor illusion and keep recasting it in front of me, so there's like a body double just in like a little bit ahead of me, so it's like constantly appearing, blocking the view from me.
Okay, good to know. So before you run out, you create the minor illusion and essentially have it run in front of you as if it were like a mirror image. As soon as the illusion appears, almost the second it hits the ground, it turns and looks at you before running with you. And as it does so, before it takes its first step in the time that it pauses there before you move, an arrow shoots through it, causing it to fade and disappear as your I'm gonna run out there is immediately kind of before you continue rushing further to the north. Zinnia, you push the wolf-like creature back further into the forest as the bolt that bounces off of its shoulder causes it to seem to kind of look at its wound in anger towards all of you. It moves its paws up to the edge of the forest, and once again, as Ren, Rarbert, and now How hear a wolf-like howl coming from the west.
I'm just saying, gust of wind lasts 1 minute, and then each creature that starts to turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or we push 15 feet.
Oh,
so
absolutely. It is not passing your gusted line,
Okay.
keeping it in
Sorry.
the forest, is it?
I thought it was like,
It's
okay,
holding there. Yeah, it isn't able to go past it yet.
okay.
I stop running. I look at Robert. And I say, this is stupid. This whole, why? This forest, this area, why?
I think. No, correct me if I'm wrong.
As Robert kind of holds his spear in both hands.
Fate is not like us.
Before Robert's gonna go rushing after How, trying to help as best he can.
I'm gonna go right with him. And as I'm running out to How, because I think this is a much better plan in Rin's head, I'm casting. No, I'm casting Mirror Image.
Fireball, use How as a decoy. If they're shooting him, they can't shoot us.
It's either that or I cast Fireball on How.
That's what I was saying.
How's
then
face
do the
turns
careful
around and his
spell.
mask turns into just a deadpan expression of God damn it.
Hey, if you die, we're gonna die too. All right.
That.
It's the Thelma and Louise with the fireball at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we live, I'm kicking you in the balls, Ren.
Haha. Thank goodness for shape-shifting capabilities.
As 4 wrens in unison sounding like a chorus. Thank goodness for shape-shifting capabilities. The big chorus of voices comes out from behind you, How, as you see Rarbert and Ren chasing behind you. Rarbert kind of shoulder checked down, preparing for anything that could possibly come their way. Zinnia, Pepper, Celine. Celine has rushed past you all now over towards the mountains as best they can. It is still quite a distance away, a couple hundred feet to where you get to the base of the mountain.
We
maybe
can't
about
see
4.
any arrows getting shot at like the other guys or anything else.
Not currently, because again they're about half a mile away to the right from you. Or to the right is a dumb direction, to the east of you, from where you're currently at. Map right, whatever that is. But you don't see any arrows flying that way currently. However, as
Just
you're
to make
running,
sure we're not running to the mountains per se, we're running to where we think this archer is, right?
Right. So go ahead and roll me a perception from Celine, Zinnia, and Pepper. And actually, everybody go ahead and roll me a perception since you're all currently rushing north now.
It's an everybody perception.
Hey. I'm not a part of
also
that.
rolled this
13. Zinnia?
12 total.
12. Ren?
Oh, awesome. That was for me. I got a nat 20.
Okay.
Damn.
How isn't here. So I'm going to
I'll
roll
roll
for
for a How. How about this?
You roll for How.
Hey, that's not bad. I don't know what their plus is, but that was a 13.
How's plus is a 3.
Hey, a 16's not bad.
Not bad at all. As all of you look to the north, trying to find somewhere where these arrows are flying. Why are they shooting towards you? How are they shooting towards you? You're looking at the base of the mountain as somebody must be there trying to shoot you as best they can. However, How, Robert, Pepper, Celine, Zinnia, you're all looking at the base of the mountain, looking for some archer who could be shooting at you from the distance that you know to be a possible shot, truly. However, Ren, you're not seeing where it's coming from. Just in an effort to see if something is flying above, you look further up the mountain, maybe about a little quarter mile up it, and you see an arrow flying towards you. This is a huge distant shot flying directly towards your group of 3.
Team?
Hey, Ren,
Yeah.
call a number between 1 and 4, and How, call a number between 1 and 4.
2.
2.
1.
Robert will be 3
Wait.
then. Okay,
Wait,
Hal.
did you say 2 and 4? Sorry.
No, 1 and 4.
Oh, okay.
Okay then, Hal, as you're rushing, trying to find where this arrow's coming from, only at the last moment do you actually see the giant shaft flying towards you. As it slams into your left shoulder, you can hear the bone crack underneath the heavy weight of this arrow. As you take 5 points of piercing damage.
La-ti-da.
Now that I saw where the arrow came from,
You see it hit you. You don't see where it came from. Ren
Oh.
sees where it came from. There is an archer a solid way up the base of the mountain.
Get back
I
to the
shout-
trees, you fool!
Yeah. Do I see them at the tree line or anything now that we're out in the opening?
Actually, yeah, you're half a mile, but there's nothing between you and the rest of the group. Let's see. I'd say, yeah, it's sunlight. As you're all looking for the archer up, everyone on the west side is looking to the east for the group. Everyone on the east side is looking to the west. As Ren says, "To the trees, you fools!" and turns looking around. You all look over, and in the distance, about half a mile away, but still seeable, you see a few dots, recognizable dots, a tall feline-like dot, a very small dot, rushing on all fours along the ground, and some unfamiliar thing with some shiny blue object in its hand far in the distance. And those of you
Another dot.
on the west see the 3 to the right, or to the east, the map right.
I give like a big wave, and then I'm going to run diagonally into the tree line towards them just to get as much ground as possible, and then we're just sprinting till we meet up. I'm going to try, though, I know I can't see the individual, but I'm going to start watching for arrows coming from like above or any angle, and I'm going to try and Eldritch Blast them out of the sky.
I like
once I see them in range.
Rule of cool.
Just so
I'll
I can break
definitely
the arrow
let you
before
try.
they hit, or at least throw off the trajectory.
As we're running as well, Ren's gonna yell out to both Robert and Hal that he's up in the. He's so far away. Holy shit! And then I give a direction.
Okay.
North.
Because I was like, he's so far away, it doesn't help them terribly much.
That away.
Robert's like, that's what bows do, haven't you?
I'm talking really far away.
As you stop and you're like, no, see, that's where as you see an arrow rushing towards you, like, no, never mind. As you all are still running towards the tree line. Celine, Pepper, Zania, as they point, or you seem to see something in the distance, again, barely waving its arm, and they seem to be running back to the tree line. What are the 3 of you doing?
What the fuck are we doing out here, Zinnia? You just ran.
Oh, sorry. I ran because Hal ran. And look, they're going back in, so I think we should go back in.
We can't. There's a freaking giant monster.
Oh, right. Oh, God. As I'm still pointing my hand in that direction, so the ghost are still up. I totally forgot. Oh,
Do we want to deal with that and then find your friends, or what are
yeah.
you thinking?
What if we bring that in the open? Do you think the arrows are going to shoot it?
Possibly.
Who the fuck knows now?
Okay.
Shall we just leg it towards where we think the arrows are and just pray to your gods?
It's worth a
You
shot.
have one together now, so
It's actually just one.
2
god.
prayers are better than one, right?
One god. So, anyways, I'm gonna run into the open. I'm gonna run into the open, and
Y'all
I'm
are
gonna
gonna keep heading
drop
north.
I'm gonna drop the gust of wind.
Okay, sounds good. With that, with the group to the west heading north, aiming for the mountains, trying to gain some ground here. The group to the east heading back towards the forest. One moment. Okay, the 3 of you see an arrow land seemingly between all 3 of you, missing its mark as you all rush towards the forest. You hear the loud thung and the doom as the arrow slams into the ground as you rush back in. Seems like a solid place to stop for a brief break. It is currently 7:54, 6 minutes until the top of the hour. Let's pause there. If you have yet to do so, make sure you're following and do !Lud so that you can win some Rybonator t-shirts when we come back, because we will do that giveaway right away so we can get right back into the action. Sound good, everybody?
Whee!
Sounds good.
Beautiful. We will see you all in about 5 minutes. Bye. And we are back from break, and Jackie has brought out the big guns, and by that I mean the little dog, to get her point of inspiration, because she knows she needs one now. And he's so cute. Look at him.
So sweet.
What is the pup's name again?
Minnie.
Minnie. Of course it is.
Minnie.
Oh, what
That was her name from the shelter we adopted her from, actually, so we kept it.
Oh.
Chat demands an inspiration.
Oh, she definitely gets their inspo. Oh, and Hayden's going for... Oh, I thought you were going for a second one. I was like, we've seen your cat.
No, there are 2 cats. You guys only saw Ella, and then you saw Louie on the break.
Oh, she could cheat. I see.
I
A bunch of
could.
fish.
I know. Yeah, you're just gonna go get your fish. Just hold it up. It's just...
Mammals only. Get the...
Mammals only.
Right. If you haven't done so yet, it's about to be too late. Let's go ahead and do that giveaway. We're going to pull 2 winners. And once we find out from that, make sure you reply so that we can get your t-shirt size so that I can send you either the Praise the Dice or the Official Dice Goblin t-shirt. That way you got some twin tape
Entries
to
have
rep.
closed. Winner number 1,
Cat's-a-coatless.
Winner number 2, Mr. Rousel.
Morales.
Yay.
Hey, congratulations to the lot of you. Very well done.
Complete.
Congratulations!
Hope you like Dark Souls / Twin Tig combos with the Praise the Dice or the Official Dice Goblin. Either way, make sure you message the Level Up people that say send us a message so that we can get your shirt size and I can get that sent off to you. I recommend, if you're in between sizes, go for the larger one. These shrink, so... Right. With that, we're going to have some more giveaways with Jakey Boys shirts. So make sure you enter those for the second half. Everybody good to go?
Exclamation mark LUD and follow.
Got
And do it.
Yeah.
Well, follow then. You know how it goes.
You know how computers work.
Do one, do
Smash
the other,
that
then
follow
the other.
button, like, subscribe.
I
So we're in the
love
forest, right?
I love when YouTubers say like, you know what? If you like this video so much, like it twice. And so right. With that, let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Jackie actually made something because they were asking for clarification because I'm a bad DM who can't describe good. As here goes where everyone is, where the eastern and western crew is on the map.
Perfect.
So there's Lake Tinderflow, there's the Coalbreak Cliffs, east and west on this little point of trees right here. So that is where the crew currently is, about
And
half
where-
a mile from each other.
Where the arrows are coming from.
So Ren knows where. You just know to the north, Pepper.
Show me, Ryan.
So you see that
We'll close our eyes,
mountain
we
right
swear.
above the W? Or that's
Yes.
like that little outcropping of mountain that's kind of lower right above the W?
Uh-huh.
There
Yep.
you go.
Oh. Okay.
Seeming to be on that small little plateau area that kind of
Yeah.
has a good vantage point between the valley of the
What are you
lake
eating, you
and the
gremlin?
west. Nothing, man. Jesus, I'm on a diet. Don't. Why do you got to say it like
I was gonna say,
that?
what are you, my
Fine,
girlfriend?
fine,
Whenever
fine.
I open the fridge, jeez.
Eating lime chips, Drew. Okay, wow.
Ow.
Damn.
Right.
Also, now that I know that it's like not that far into the plateau, we're getting shot from the sky. All I can hear in my head is Lionel music from Breath of the Wild. Just.
dude, I've been replaying recently, so I feel you.
Oh, I just found out you can play it on computer with like frames unlocked.
I've heard about that. Oh,
Oh.
let's talk. I want
It's-
to play 60 FPS Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine archery is that much better
Delicious.
with a mouse and keyboard.
It's so good.
Anyway, let's talk. Right. So we're going to continue exactly where we left off. The 3 on the eastern side running back into the tree line just heard the arrow slam into the ground nearby as you just run into the tree line. Zinnia, your gust of wind is currently holding that creature back from exiting as it's seeming to kind of hold itself into the ground there. It keeps kind of trying to put one foot forward, but it slowly rips and pulls itself back. Celine, Pepper, Zinnia, you said you were still rushing to the north, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, and I dropped my gust of wind so the monster can come with us.
Okay, sounds good.
But I mean, as long as it's like a safe enough distance, like the length of my gust of wind, then I drop it, But like,
What do you consider a safe enough distance?
I mean,
Are you at the mountains when you do that, or
as far as my gust of wind goes, which is 60 feet.
Oh, yeah. So very quickly. Okay, got it.
Because it's useless past 60 feet, so.
Sorry, I was thinking 120. So as as you all begin rushing, basically 6 seconds later, as you get to the end of it, it tries to push its way through before the wind falls. Ren, Hao, Robert, as you rush into the trees, you hear another this kind of deep, deathly howl as Celine, Zinnia, and Pepper rush towards the mountain line. You turn back briefly as you're running and begin to see this demon-like wolf creature rushing at you all as you're headed to the mountains.
Right, I have a question.
I have an answer.
What's the weather like outside today?
Cheesy.
There are it is a cloudy day, though the sun is still shining. It doesn't appear to be storm-like clouds, though that could change as it is still pretty heavily clouded.
While we're running, I'm gonna yell to the crew, I'm gonna try something, and I'm gonna put my hands together and then kind of close my eyes, reopen them. They're gonna be bright blue, and I'm gonna cast Call Lightning on ourselves. Not with lightning yet, but to have the cloud cover from above.
Ah, I like that.
And then I'm going to call lightning to the beast behind us.
Okay, sounds good. Celine and Pepper, you hear Zinnia say that she's going to try something. Her eyes turn a bright, shocking blue as the clouds begin to form around and darken above you, kind of causing there to be this overarching shade around you as you begin to hear the rumbling of thunder. Celine, your hair immediately starts to get a little frizzy and stand on end as you feel, I think I found the right person, as you all continue to rush to the north before you hear the bounding of this wolf rush towards you. As it breaks the tree line, I'd say that you're all about 90 feet away from it at this point. Are you planning on calling lightning down on it as soon as it breaks?
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. What's the save on that? I think it's a dex save, correct?
Dex 14.
Still takes half, though.
Yeah.
As it rushes towards you, bounding on all fours, and you immediately pull the clouds together as they darken incredibly quickly over this thing as a loud crack of thunder slams down. This thing jumps and is in the air, causing it to take a little bit less damage. Just happens to be as it's bounding your way instead of being like a lightning rod in the ground. So it does take half damage, but how much damage does it take before the half? 10, so 5?
Before the half?
Yeah.
Before the half, sorry, it is 20.
20, solid. Mm-hmm. Okay. As the lightning slams down onto this thing, you hear wolfly as it slams, but it keeps running at you ferociously, but the thunderclap echoes next to the mountains. Celine, Pepper, what are you doing?
I pull out a throwing dagger and throw it behind me as I keep running.
Okay, what's the distance on your throwing dagger? It's 20 and 40, right?
Yep.
Okay, you going to hold action until it gets a little closer, or?
Nope, I'm a goddess when it comes to throwing daggers.
Okay, sounds good. If you want to, so it's bounding towards you. We'll say right when it gets to 40 feet, then you're going to throw it. So there's a disadvantage, but go ahead.
Disadvantage. So 2d20s. That's definitely not going to be good. 6, so 13, 14 to hit. 14,
okay. As it's rushing towards you, you turn and lobbing a dagger towards this thing. As you do so, you see it rushing and snarling and almost foaming at the mouth. The dagger does connect into the side of it.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. You put your fey pollen on the thing and cause the allergic shot that you do. So yeah, you do hit it, though I don't think that there's anything that gives you a sneak attack on this one.
I don't think so.
Okay. So throwing dagger damage.
So that's 7 damages.
7 damages, solid. Okay. Celine, what are you doing? As the dagger flies into this thing, it slams right into its leg and it stops for but a moment to bite at the knife and throw it on the ground before continuing its chase.
About how far back is it from us?
At this point, 40 feet away when Pepper throws the knife.
Cool. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on it.
Beautiful.
So I need it to make a wisdom saving throw, and 14 is my save.
14, okay. As it's bounding towards you, describe your magic for me.
I'm just going to open my hands like this, and just like gusts of like wind just like pulse out from me, and it's almost like a thunderclap along its head, like almost like just that uncomfortable air pop pressure.
As you create this vacuum-like wave of a thunderclap, it moves slower than like a typical sound wave would, but it does that effect where you can kind of see everything be a little bit distorted like you can on a slow-mo camera, as it kind of echoes out around. As it is taking damage, and it does fail this wisdom save, so D12s
Wonderful.
for me.
2d12. You got it, BB. That's going to be a total of 10 damage.
10 damage.
I like to roll ones on high dice, apparently.
Good. Gotta love those D12s.
So much thunder going around all these new people.
As loud, thunderous clap, this thing seems to kind of move a little bit slower. It's seeming to not be doing too hot at the moment, as you try and call it to the grave with your thunderous clap. When you do so, we're going to say that it starts raining from your call lightning, Zinnia, and as you do the clap, the rain does that Matrix thing where it stops at the edge of your shockwave before coming back down even harder, because that's my favorite visual from the second Matrix, before you all begin rushing to the north again. But at this time, I need the three of you to call a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Ladies first.
I will say 2 then.
Okay, great.
I'll go 4.
4 for Pepper, 3
You're
for
getting shot
Zinnia,
with an
2
arrow.
for
No need to
Celine.
be so polite.
Okay. All right, Celine, as you stop to do the thunderous clap, you look at it and a smirk turns on your face as you turn around. The brief stop there seems to have been what this archer needed. As you turn, heading towards the mountains, you're met with a arrow directly into your hip. As it slams in, blood pours out as you take 5 points of piercing damage.
Great. Love it. Feels good, bruh.
With that, Ren, Hao, and Robert, what's going on? What are we doing?
I'm just trying to get to the other people and not die.
Rushing
Yeah,
in the tree
basically.
line, correct?
Fuck
Well,
yeah,
now that
we
we
are.
see them running out and there's the cloud thing, going in the tree line won't get us any closer to them now that they're moving. So I guess we're just running towards the cloud.
Okay.
And I'm now just focusing on the sky with Eldritch finger guns because I notice there's one arrow at a time. So I'm just gonna be like shooting my 2 Eldritch blasts.
Trying to like shoot skeet out of the sky, basically.
Essentially, yeah, because if they're shooting one shot at a time and I can shoot 2, I'm gonna do my best to like keep on top of this.
Okay,
If
I'll
only
definitely
Team
let you
was
give a
here.
shot at that. As Ren and Robert, because Ren's answer was, "We're getting out of here." You suddenly see Hal go "Ugh," before rushing out of the tree line. Do you follow?
Well, yeah. I already told him.
Ren and
If we're
Robert
gonna
kind
die,
of
we're dying together.
look at each other and do the before rushing out. You see a general anger on Robert's eye as the blood continues to pour down his chest piece there. With that, this wolf-like creature bounds towards Zinnia, Celine, and Pepper. You probably have one more action you can make before it gets to you. Zinnia, you're still currently holding Call Lightning as you're running. Pepper, Celine, you're running, but Zinnia can no longer dash, so she's going a little bit slower than you all. And I guess technically you aren't either unless Pepper can, because Pepper can with the bonus action. Since you're all doing stuff as well, you're generally slowing, but Pepper, I would say, is now in the lead.
I'm going to do something fancy.
What are you doing?
I'm going to Mary Poppins up 20 foot and then let them run underneath me. And then as he runs under, I'm going to throw another dagger.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to hold there on that just to hear everybody else's actions, and then we'll kind of do them at the same time. Zinnia, Celine, what are you doing?
I wasn't sure if
We'll
Zinnia
go with
was gonna
Celine
say anything
first.
Sure. I'm I'm going to... You know what? It worked before. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm just going to Toll the Dead again. Just like... I'm like, this is kind of working. Go ahead.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go ahead. I go ahead. Wisdom. Okay. This time you do the same thing. You clap, causing the rain to stop once more. However, the vicious red eyes seem to glow with a little bit more fiery fury. As you hope to silence this beast, it ducks its heads down and seems to shrug off your magical attempts to bring it down as it's rushing forward.
Great, never mind, and I'll keep running.
Zinnia, what are you doing?
One more lightning.
Beautiful. I have an idea and an image. So, dex save for me, correct?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It was 16 total. Sorry.
I was like, no, I'm for you. 16 total. Okay. Pepper, go ahead and roll to hit.
I am hoping that this is distracting enough that I can get a sneak attack on this. Coming out of nowhere. I mean, doesn't expect it to come from above.
I mean, it's currently chasing you and can watch you fly upwards. Yeah, I know. I mean, if I'm looking at somebody and I watch them go up, I'm not like, huh.
Well, here's the question, right?
Can dogs
directly
look
below
up?
me, he can either stop and look at me, or he can keep running after the other two on the ground.
I want the great Shaun of the Dead debate, can dogs look up, to happen for that. Let's say, chat high or low. You're basically finding out if you agree with the Shaun of the Dead one or not. If I will roll, if I get high, or if I get the same thing as chat, then you're good. You can have your sneak attack. First things I see are low, so I'm going low. I got low. You get your sneak attack.
Alrighty.
Dogs can't look up based on a dice roll, because I got a nat 1.
They sure can't. That's good, Cam. Alright, let's use... here we go. Well, I'm going to use my inspiration. That's horrible. Changing dice. Holy... Okay, 15's better. Okay. So, 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Dun, dun, dun. That's only 14. Oh, it's 14. Yay, 14.
Okay, 14. So, with that... Right, so Zinnia, as you stop there, Celine does the clap and it's like, I got it! Before it keeps rushing. I don't got this! As it goes running on. Zinnia, you stop and are very Storm X-Men style, begin to call the lightning overhead. Pepper flies upward, allowing the dog to rush by it and throwing a dagger down onto its back, causing it to kind of limp and fall for a moment. That brief moment of pause, you kind of do the very action movie one-liner, gotcha, as a lightning crack falls down. You can see the skeletal innards of this being as it shocks briefly for a moment, as the wolf does not fall and crumple into ash as you'd expect, but instead reverts back to Pepper and Zinnia. You recognize the druid that you saw wearing the wolf's coat from before. The snowy white wolf fur from this circle as it comes back and looks both at you and up at Pepper, kind of before it reaches its hand out and upwards and casts a spell. Let's see, who does it not like more? Definitely gonna be Zinnia, the lightning one. That's not gonna be too fun. So it reaches its hand out towards you with a deep grunt. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Zinnia.
Okay. Okay, 12 plus 1, 13.
13. Sounds good. As you see the darkness from the clouds seem to gather under this creature as the shadows creep along the ground, as it holds his hand out, and he begins to speak words in abyssal that you don't quite understand as the shadows crawl up your legs and you begin to feel your life force fall and drain as you feel blighted, as if your skin begins to slowly fall off flake by flake as you're taking 8d8 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, damn!
Oh, damn!
Sure. Let's go.
All right, chat, let's take bets on which of the characters is dying tonight.
There goes the last OG PC. There she goes.
Totally thought the druid was going after Ren with his last. It befits his day. Hey, Ren could still show up and the druid could do stuff. As you feel your skin begin to fall off before you, you feel almost crumpled to the ground as you take 38 points of necrotic damage. What's your max HP again?
47.
Okay, making sure that we didn't have to roll for immediate death saves.
Glad it wasn't me.
No.
As it turns towards you, begins speaking in abyssal and pulls some of the life force out of you. Being that, Pepper, you chose what number on the D4 again? What was it, 4? Or 4. Celine was 2, Zinnia was 3. Right. As you all see this thing pull the life force out of Zinnia as its hand is reaching out, you suddenly see an arrow slam right into the palm of this druid's hand, causing it to cry out as it pulls and drops the life-sucking force that is pulling you away, Zinnia, as this thing will also take damage. Okay. What are the three of you doing seeing this happen?
Oh, I had to roll for concentration, right?
Correct, yeah, because you've got Call Lightning. And so that's going to be a 19 that you need to beat.
Rolled 12.
Okay. As it begins to kind of suck the energy out of you, the clouds themselves begin to disperse. Celine, this worries you more than necessarily Zinnia fading, but the clouds fading overhead as you look back at this druid that has suddenly been shot directly in the hand. What are we doing, the three of y'all?
I am dropping on top of it. Dagger and tail in hand.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go ahead and start with that then. Pepper, as you fly down, go ahead and make your 2 attacks on this druid.
Oh. All right, that is a critical 20 and
solid.
A 17.
I know you have specific dice, so was your critical on your tail, which is not your critical, or
So my
not your sneak
dagger.
attack one. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, you get crit on your dagger.
I'll do my tail first, since that's easier.
Okay.
2, 3, 5, 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. As your tail stabs into the side of this druid's kidney, it begins crying out again in a deep language that you don't quite understand.
Take that. And this.
Suck it. Also, somebody take away that Wizards of the Coast dice from him.
33.
We need that right now, Ryan.
Oh, and of course, a beam of light appears where I stab him with the dagger.
Oh yeah, it does. As you take out the pumpkin carver, you stab into this druid's back as you're falling from the sky and begin to basically carve a small little, almost as if you're filleting a human instead of a fish along its spine. As you do so, a huge beam of light streaks out from behind it, creating a beacon from which Hao, Ren, Robert, you see now very brightly coming from the west.
To the west.
Totally forgot
Just
to put the
keep
camera
on running.
It
I need an
screams
auto
out,
cam.
Eldritch Blast.
as it goes to Celine and Zinnia. Let's go with Celine again. That was the order that we did last time.
Okay, seeing that Pepper is like kind of taking care of this thing, I'm gonna run.
I'm gonna run over there and just do what I can to stop him.
I speak words for money. I'm gonna run over to Zinnia and cast Cure Wounds just at first level, just to get her back on her feet.
It's a good call. It's a good call.
I know. I do that sometimes. Actually, I will cast it second level, so should be give you a little bit more healing.
Also a good call.
Is my D8s. I know what dice are. Do you... Okay. I can read my own. That's a 3. Okay. What the fuck is my modifier? That's going to be 9.
9. Okay.
9.
Zinnia, as you feel, you can see flakes of your skin and some of your fur begin to fall off of you. But Celine, as they're running up, describe the color of your magic for me.
It is always sort of like, just that electric blue, very similar to her eyes, just like always just an electric blue healing as I just like press my hands against her, trying to like stop her skin from flaking off.
As Celine rushes up to you, her eyes mimic the lightning-like shock that yours were before, and being that you're a feline, your hair begins to stand up on end, and the hair that is falling off of you to the ground gets pulled up via the static electricity and slams back into your fur as the wounds begin to heal themselves up just a little bit.
Thank you. Oh, I needed that.
You okay?
I'll hold.
That looked like it hurt.
Yeah. Like I had 5 points of health back if there was a measurement system or something.
Oh, wow.
Zinnia, you know you get a GFY.
Not in time for a GFY, girl.
Sorry.
No, honestly, worth.
It's too good. It was too good.
If there were to be some sort of measurement, I bet I could take 5 more rat bites before I'm down.
Boy, leave me out of this.
Thank you.
No problem.
Zinnia, what are you doing?
After that, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon at second level as a bonus action.
Do it.
So we can have a little cloud following behind us to help us out.
As Zinnia, you begin to heal yourself. You feel the static surrounding your fur. As you push forward, a small cloud appears next to the druid that Pepper is currently wrestling with.
Yeah, and then I'm going to roll to hit.
Do it.
13 to hit.
13 does hit, actually.
Oh, yay!
This is a druid in regular form.
Oh, yay, okay, okay. Ooh, and then 10 points of force damage.
Ooh. As you slam into this thing, this lightning-like cloud, Pepper, you see it, and you've recognized what Zinnia's done before, and you hop off of this thing as soon as this small static cloud zaps into this thing like a shocking grasp. The druid looks and holds steady and kind of limps back towards the forest and holds their hand up ready to cast something. Zinnia, that was a bonus. Is there anything else you're doing?
How far is the druid?
About 30 feet from you.
Oh, okay. I don't think there's anything else I can do then.
Sounds good. Right. With that, the druid holds its hands up one more time. Pepper, I need you to make me a charisma saving throw.
Is he casting a spell?
It is.
Can I do an attack of opportunity? I'm right next to him. Unless he's, casting it in a very specific way.
Let
You
me
can.
be there.
Yeah,
It's
you
my counter spell.
Here's my counter spell. Punches them in the balls.
Hey, are you
13 plus
Robert?
7 is 20 to hit
20 definitely hits.
with a 6 damages.
6 damages. This thing, as
Good.
I can take 3 rat bites.
as it reaches its hand up, you take your knife and slash it right in the armpit, causing another beam of light as it barely holds itself up. As it tries to continue speaking in Abyssal once more, I need you, make your charisma save.
Charisma.
Ooh, Rain throwing out some shade.
That's not a good one. It's my charisma plus 2. So that would be 12.
12.
Oh no.
As Zinnia and Celine, you look at Pepper absolutely wrecking this druid. Being up close does not appear to be its favorite motive of fighting, as Pepper stabs into it multiple times, goes for the final blow, knife into the neck, before you see Pepper get grabbed by a red and black hand through a portal from behind and get pulled through before the black portal fades away, Pepper seeming to be banished from this plane of existence. As the druid then begins running back towards the forest, away from the two of you.
I'm gonna have spiritual weapon hit it.
So it's going to get 30 feet away in that time, because this is kind of like at its time. But you can move the spiritual weapon and try and do stuff, but it is going to try and run away. During which time, Pepper, you were 4?
Yep.
Celine was 2. That's right. Okay. As
Can't even deck save out of the way, huh?
As you're standing there, an arrow seems to hit you, going through the back of your neck, out the front of it with its large shaft, as you are also critically hit. I'm going to roll for damage here.
TPK. TPK.
Can we both kick this sniper? He's just camping, dude. Oh my god.
The fuck?
Report.
Truly not fair, Halo style. It's not
Ban
a huge...
this Hanzo main. Get him out.
Get the hell out of here.
How much you hurting me today, Ryan? Are we gonna be friends after this?
14
That's the
points of
question.
piercing.
All right, I'll take
Not
it.
horrible. I rolled a 1
No.
on one of the dice rolls.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I don't want to brag, but
Oh,
as the arrow flies into you, Zinnia, you turn and see the arrow stick out of the end of Celine's neck, seeming to miss some very important artery, but still not a very good thing to be hit by. Celine, you've been traveling, but you've never been in an active firefight. This is horrifying to you, as you're almost in a bit of shock. You can't believe... You just look up and almost ignore it for a moment, before then it does suddenly hit you, that there's an arrow through your neck. Zinnia, Celine, what are the two of you doing? As Ren, Robert, and How, you heard the thunder clap of this fighting. You see the light shine even brighter. Now that you're running that direction, you see the light heading back towards the forest, and only 2 of your friends to the west. Are you still heading north towards the archer, or heading towards your friends?
How far is the person running to the forest line?
They're about the same distance. They're only 30 feet away from Zinnia and Celine.
So how far are they, like, total distance now that we've been running?
I would say maybe about 200 feet.
Okay, I'm going to run my full distance, and I'm going to take an eldritch shot at the person running, because if we're coming from the forest line, I'm assuming they're a little closer if they're running towards where we're going. So I'm going to shoot Eldritch Blast at the dudes running.
I would say that you're about 200 feet, because you're out of the forest line and it's just moving back. So you're 200 feet from them or the person running. So you're full with... so 30 feet could get you 170. Do you have the long shot for Eldritch Blast?
I don't, but didn't they move 30 feet closer, though, because they ran?
They moved towards the forest line, but y'all have since run out of the forest line and are heading in their direction. So it is a very, very thin triangle reaching to them. It wouldn't make enough of a difference.
I'm going to run towards them then and just hold an Eldritch Blast the second they get within my vicinity.
Okay, sounds good. That will be the next turn, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, Ren?
I am continuing to run as well. I would say I'm probably up with How at this point, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just gonna keep up behind. There's not really anything
Okay.
from this distance.
Zinnia, Celine, what are you doing in reaction to what has happened?
I'm going to snap off the arrow tip and just grit my teeth and just pull it out.
Rad.
And if you will allow me to have done that just as a bonus, I will like to just healing word myself just for
yeah.
a little skosh.
We'll say that's part of the healing word is you're not going to be able to seal up the wound if it's still in there.
Okay. That's just a little bit. Okay, well, that's pretty good. That's going to be 7 points of healing on myself.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's just a little
Just a little bit.
just a little bit of healing.
As you pull the arrow out, you shock and cauterize the hole in your neck. Some of the blood immediately turns black and burnt, but it is no longer pouring out of your neck as you heal yourself for 7.
Okay. This really sucks. Are you gonna kill it, yeah?
Yeah, we need Pepper. Would the druid have been like you say did they move 30 feet away from my spiritual weapon or like
30 feet from your spiritual weapon, so yeah, it's about 60 feet from y'all now.
My spiritual weapon can only move 20 feet, so it's nothing I can do. So
roll an Arcana check.
Okay. 12.
12. Not much that you'd be able to do there.
Yeah. So knowing that, I think the more important thing is to take care of my new friend. Sorry, Renan now. And cast Cure Wounds at first level.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Also, they're a friend, but we're not. Oh, I see how it is.
They
I'm
passed.
so
start your own
cute,
group?
y'all.
Look, they didn't fireball a bunch of little kitty trees, all right?
Hey, How, do you want to go start a new group?
Yeah, here's what I'm thinking.
We've
I'm
got
thinking we
Robert.
play this game. I heard it's a game called Goblins and Ghouls.
I'm about it.
On a different plane. You should. I know a couple guys on a
Let us
different
help
plane.
you
You should join.
stab.
You join their party. It's kind of small.
As we cut to Gideon, team, and the guy pooping in the afterlife, and Gideon's like, seriously, dude, I swear to God, if you split the party, this is what happens.
I have told him this is a bad idea, but he does not listen to me and...
Look, you are fighting a blue porcupine that can move very quickly. You've got to make a decision quickly because it's going to kill you, team. And all of your party's off in the middle of nowhere. So I don't know what you want to do, man. But this is my original character, and I just wanted a cool boss fight with Speedy the Porcupine, okay? That's all I wanted.
Gideon, it is all right, but honestly, I should be the guy up on the mountain shooting because I am a ranger and that's what I do.
As
Why
you
am
say
I not
that, the
the
guy
winner?
on the guy sitting on the toilet pooping, holding a little miniature with an arrow, just goes pew pew pew. pew.
I do not know why you gave it to this fool.
As we go back to Zinnia and everyone on the regular plane, you allow the druid to move further away, so it is going to get one more turn prior to Jakey trying to banish it in its own way.
How much healing was that, Zinnia?
11.
Ooh, solid.
Hells yeah!
As you hold the front of your neck to cauterize it, Zinnia comes around with the same energy, cauterizing the back end, as you are no longer bleeding profusely from the neck, and that is very good.
I'm
One-
back at full.
One spit of blood comes out as you wipe your mouth away. Get ready once more. Before you see 2 seconds.
Problem.
Problem.
No problem. Sir, no problem.
Oh, no problem.
Run.
I am
Okay.
a problem, thank you.
Thanks. That's what my parents call me. How's it going? As you're rushing, you suddenly see, in a similar manner, he holds his hand backwards, attempting once again to try and rend some energy from the two of you. Let's see. Celine as the guest, high or low?
It's gonna be high
All right.
because I flipped a D2.
So I'll let you choose. Do you want it to hit you or Zinnia?
What? How much energy do you have there?
I'm looking
No,
at
it's fine.
15 rat bites
I
or
will.
12?
I'm the guest. I will take the hit.
Wow. What an honored golf claps.
Hey,
Honored guest.
you're a Red Wagon Inner.
It's all right,
Fellow
Celine, the
guest
good
that
news is,
has their character die. Let's go. Can we get
if
some
you're a
hype in the
guest
chat?
that has a character die, you end up becoming a permanent player by the looks of
This
things.
is true.
That's how it works, truly.
It's how
true.
it works.
Tune in next week for Hayden once more with a brand new character. I need a con saving throw from Hayden.
Okay, dip. I don't know. I had to roll up my sleeves.
Serious.
Oh my God.
You want me to roll some dice?
All right, let's go, boys. What's my fuck is my con save? There we go. Why am I not fucking? It's gonna be a big old 11.
Ooh, a big ol' 11.
11.
The druid stops and turns, looking towards the two of you, thinking that you would be chasing after it. Instead, reaches its hands out, thinking that it can end you before you can get to it. And the same energy in the shadows pull up towards you, as with both hands it tries to rip your life force from you. As it's going to do some damage. There's a lot of d8s tonight.
Let's
But
go.
you're out of range.
Okay, as Celine, you take 40 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
Just
I'm a hurt boy. Let's fucking go.
Ryan was being nice.
Angel, just
As-
touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. Boom!
As Zinnia, you look up towards it, ready to fight. You see it begin to pull shadows at your feet as you step away, but in stepping away, you see the shadows cling to this stranger's legs, there is no fur or hair to pull off. You begin to see the very feathers that seem to be growing from Celine get ripped off, blood profusely pouring out of them as if a quill tip of blood has come out of Celine. Now her whole body covered in small little bloody pin marks that seem to rush out of her. As Celine, you fall kind of to one knee, barely holding yourself up. As this is happening, Hal, you see shadowy figures and blood fly towards this druidic figure. You're now in range.
Hell yeah. That's a 17, 7, 24, and a natural 20.
Solid.
Do I hit?
You hit.
I'm just going to roll both of them together because I would like to see. So the first one's the first one is just 7 plus 4, and then the crit is 15.
15
So-
for the first one, correct?
No, sorry. The first one was an 11. The second one's a 15.
Okay, gotcha. So 26 points of damage. As Celine, you feel your life force being pulled away. Suddenly, blasts of this light purple-like energy. The first one slams into the side of this thing's shoulder as you hear sudden whispers spread out from where this person stands as it turns and looks towards you. How you, with both hands, shoot another bolt, this one slamming right into the face, cracking bone and skin as this druid's head explodes in front of you as it looks towards you. Celine, you see a figure clad in purple with a mask, a tall black dragonborn with a spear and a shield, and are you currently elfish or tiefling right now, Ren?
I am elfish. Actually, no, I'm just in changeling. Yeah, because I haven't changed back yet.
Celine, roll me a history check. See if Celine is interested in changeling blood. She suddenly turns on the party.
Also, oh wait.
Okay. That was history. That's going to be a 14.
You've heard of creatures that look like that, but your eyes must be tricking you. That can't be a changeling. That's like finding a unicorn. That never mind. You put the thought out of your mind, but it does resemble what you've heard of before. As how you were going to say something?
How as the druid falls,
That's from the maid gods, bitch.
as Hal's walking forward and just being like, hit me with arrows at this point. Do it!
Let's see. So as this happens, Pepper, you suddenly find yourself pulled back in. You were in a dimension unlike any that you've ever seen.
I've seen them all, really.
Oh, never mind. Exactly like things that you've seen. Actually, no, you have seen this dimension because of something that you did with the amulet before assault. You recognize the red, fiery walls and the bones and skin beneath your feet before you're brought back to this dimension. As there are currently 6 of you standing here. Oh, yeah, you say, whatever, hit me with an arrow already. As everybody, let's claim a number between 1 and 6 this time.
2.
2, 4, 3. Zinnia 5. How? 1 or 6? 6. Robert is 1. How? You call out, hit me with an arrow already.
I was really expecting Ren to get it.
See that? That's the gods punishing you.
I fear nothing.
How, at the time you get up to the group, you will turn and look and you say, hit me with an arrow already, before an arrow falls directly in front of your feet. It does not hit you, but lands at the base of your feet with a loud boom.
I look at the plateau where Ren pointed out. I said, I know you can see this. And then Hal's going to start backing up towards the tree line. And while he's backing away, though, I'm going to, one hand up to the mountain, but the other one, cool feathers. And then I'm going to keep backing up.
Thanks.
Well,
Ren's going to duck behind a tree and go back into form.
y'all are all, because they were running currently away from that beast on the tree line. You're about 120 feet away from the trees at this point, so it's going to take a bit of
I turn around and get behind Robert, and I change back into what else?
Robert, the bleeding, bloody boy. Please help me.
Just offer me some cover. It's not for the arrows, funny enough.
I'm just going to try and skeet shot the arrows to give us some, air cover. Just being like, no, you cannot shoot these people. Pew pew. That's what I'm doing the whole way while we back up.
Celine, Zinnia, Pepper, you were heading towards the mountain. Your friends are now backing towards the trees. What's everyone doing?
Would I have an idea of where, having seen the arrow fly in, would I have an idea about where they are?
You're closer now. I'd let you roll another perception for that.
I would like to.
Do it. I would let everyone, so Zinnia and Pepper also roll for that, because the others have pointed out where the archer is. Did you say a 4?
I'm too busy.
Got 4 total.
Oh, total. You were a cleric.
I rolled me below. I do bad today.
Did you roll a 1?
Oh no, that would be a 5 total.
Oh, good. Well,
I rolled a 2.
That does make a difference.
22.
Sounds good. 22 from Zinnia. Pepper?
4.
Okay. Zinnia, as you look at Hao, who's currently backing away doing the middle finger, you trace the line where Hao's vision is up to the side of a cliff before you see a figure shooting a large arrow flying towards all of you. As that's going to go... Ren, you back up behind Robert.
No.
Robert is backing away with everybody else. You trip him like the people who crawl down and, the assholes that push them over. Robert trips over and falls over. And in doing so, you look over as you're like, Robert, as the arrow flies and slams into your back.
Can I still try and shoot the arrow?
Yeah, absolutely. We can cancel this. So at disadvantage, go ahead and roll to hit. Okay. This is a very, very hard hit for you to do.
A disadvantage. That would be total. An 18.
18, I would say, does not quite allow you to shoot an arrow out of the sky. Moving close though, as you see it, you basically do the watch out as you try and shoot it out, but just barely miss it. As you suddenly see your friends fall, wait, as the arrow slams into Ren's back.
Before it hits Ren just looks at this arrow. Why?
Someone watching is like, Ren is the cutest little changeling I've ever seen in my life. As he gets hit by an arrow.
How do I know exactly what you're referring
Yep.
to? Ren, you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Had enough of this fucking guy and his arrows.
I tell him exactly where. Right there, everyone, right
If
there,
we-
and I point out.
We know.
Ryan, if we charge at it, how many turns do you think will be in the open?
So, if I give you rough distance from this thing, I'd say that you're about 2,000 feet away from this archer after it being pointed out.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Oh, we ain't getting to this archer, that's for sure.
There are rocks that climb up the mountain that might be able to provide you cover that are maybe 300-400 feet away.
Are you saying that we have another cliff to challenge? Maybe
Not
to
cliff,
climb
just
up?
large boulders that seem to have rolled off of this mountainside. There's no cliff. This is a very slow, steep upward trend to this plateau.
Pepper, I say fuck this guy. Girl, person. Fuck him.
Yep,
Let's go.
leg it.
Pepper and Zinnia start charging the mountain. How, Ren, Robert, currently backtracking. You see your friends rush the mountain. Celine, what are you doing?
Be as
I
erratic as
am
possible.
following with Zinnia and Pepper.
Sounds good to me. How, Ren, you see your friends charging that way. What are you doing in reaction to this? Robert helps you get up, Ren, and kind of gives you a slap on the back before charging after with Zinnia, Pepper, and Celine. Shield out and ready, taking the dodge action.
How? Let's
Yes.
draw the fire towards us. Let's make distractions so they can make it there.
Oh God. Okay. What do you have in mind?
This.
Where's your darkness circles
And
now?
I'm doing a spell on me and How and engulfing us both in a fire.
You're casting Fireball on self with Careful Spell?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I
Why
like it.
not?
Without careful spell. What do you? You can't kill us if we're already
Aim
dead.
for the bushes.
Ah, yes, new players.
10,000 IQ, baby.
Here's what we
Can't
do.
give the
We
GM the satisfaction of a
respawn
TPK.
as something else on the other side of the mountains and rush in. They'll never expect it. This is
So, yes,
basically
I'm
the
trying
Fortnite
to make
rocket
a-
ride.
A big distraction with a fireball on us.
Okay,
Like, hey guys, maybe a darkness circle? No, fireball.
I love
I
it. As
am fully tapped for the day. I couldn't darkness if I wanted to.
Celine, you are looking for them to be coming. You see heavily heavy armor clad in Dragonborn rushing towards you with good speed, but behind him you suddenly see an incredible flash, an explosion of purple fire on your other companions. Worry sets in before you see them standing there seemingly fine afterwards, except one changeling who seems to yell, no.
And then immediately after, I would like to also cast mirror image on myself.
Celine, you see that happen, and suddenly a chorus of "Oh no" comes out from 4 of that creature that you once saw there.
Today's word enough. I'm not going to question it, and I'm going to keep running.
Mood.
I like it. So, well, since Ren and Hao, at least for this turn, want to be the brunt of the damage, let's go for that.
I'm also putting my images in front of How as well.
Okay.
And I'm putting myself in front of actual Ren.
I'm gonna keep an
Teamwork.
eye out for where the arrows are coming from, and I'm gonna do a little zigzag on irregular pattern, so they can.
Gonna take the dodge action.
Can
Oh,
the
yeah,
Ghost
I
of
also-
Wind help us at all, Zinnia?
Yeah.
Say
I'm
that
gonna do
again.
another Eldritch Blast thing to the sky because I haven't done that this turn.
Okay.
So whenever the arrow comes, I'm gonna try and giddy up, partner.
And Ryan, while you're rolling that, I think Verity had a very good point. So help me, goblins and ghouls cannot be populated solely by Drew and Jakey's characters and Gary.
That's where you're wrong, Buckaroo.
I'm the dungeon master here. I'm killing the 2 of them. I'm
My next
sorry,
character
Adam.
is gonna be a lucky halfling with divination magic. So
Dude,
help me God.
We were talking
Mine's a
about that
miniature
yesterday.
kobold.
Is that's the DM's ultimate hated thing?
Oh, I know. As a forever DM myself in my forever DM crew neck, I
Whoa,
know.
That's cool merch.
Available at shop.jakey. I'm just kidding. I don't remember the name off.
No, you can continue.
JakeyBoyArts.com/shop.
That's it. I thought it was
Let's
shop.jakeyboy.
go.
I'm sorry. Jackie's the
Jackie.
real fan.
Jake, high five, Jake.
Or wait. I don't know.
I just pretend to
was
be a
great.
Jakey simp. Jackie's the real Jakey simp. Right.
Alex, were you gonna say something before?
I was just going to ask if you could use a gust of wind offensively to stop the arrows from hitting us.
Do I have enough?
Do I want to heal us?
I can't. I'm tapped. I'm tapped.
Okay. Celine, as you're rushing up there, what are you doing to either run faster, protect, etc.?
I would like to. My brain was like rogue brain because that's what I play all the fucking time. Okay, so about how far am I from the cliffs at this point?
So we're saying you're just now starting your 2,000 feet dash.
Like up the cliff or just like
Getting to where the archer is. There's about 300, 400 feet before you could get to rocks that would provide cover.
Okay, dip. I'm going to debating if I want to dash or if I want to zigzag. I would like to use my action to dash, but be running in sort of
Okay.
zigzag patterns. And if there's any difficult terrain, doesn't bother me.
I don't give an F. As
I don't give a fuck.
Celine is choosing to sprint kind of ahead of everybody. Currently, Robert is taking the dodge, so he's very much slower than everyone else. Xenia also kind of similarly doing the same thing, making more evasive rather than direct speed. Pepper, what are you? Are you more evasive or
I'm going to be.
You could
I'm
technically
going to be
do
going.
both.
Yeah. I'm definitely going circus style. I'll have my ethereal tail out, so I'll do some somersaults. Sometimes I'll swing up and around with the tail and look fanciful, running as full pelt as I can.
Can I describe what the archer might see at a very distant as a cat is going at a zigzag? This green feathered half elven looking creature is rushing, also doing it as zigzag but very fast. This black dragonborn is rushing with its shield in front of its face. An explosion of purple fire happens afterwards. A purple clad warlock is just shooting at the air as best they can. This is basically like Rocket Raccoon being like, what a bunch of a-holes down there. So I will give Ren and Hao the advantage of 2 shots are going to go towards Ren with their active desire for distraction.
Cool.
I'm gonna try and use my 2 Eldritch Blast on both of those shots.
Okay, go ahead and roll disadvantage twice.
First one's a 22, and then
take
for the
us all
second
with us.
shot's a 26.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, I have
Damn,
plus 7.
Damn, son. So you rolled a 19 with the disadvantage?
19 and a 20. Yep, I wanted
shit,
that
boy.
crit.
Right.
Every time I've gotten a crit except for that one with the Eldritch Blast, I have been getting disadvantage. My perception was disadvantage. I just lose them because I'm a drow and I hate sun.
As you shoot up into the air, the light kind of blocking your eye, but it actually helps you in this instance. Instead, you decide, you know what? Screw it. You stand right in the path of the arrow and just keep lobbing blasts forward that might be able to hit the tip of the arrow. And in doing so, Ren, you're basically doing the hit me, baby, as you move back and forth. But actually, you see the arrows splinter and break up in the air. Even splintering, you're showered by splinters of wood that fall as the Eldritch Blast hits these massive arrows. So you do block 2 turns of hits. By the time Celine, Xenia, Pepper, and Robert get there, I'm going to say there's going to be 4 more rounds. This time, no longer concerned with your distraction, trying to hit the people and everyone that's coming close to the archer. So let's
I will
see.
say that Rin does yell out, "Coward!"
Hold on. I wish I was rolling stats. How?
No.
You are knocking their arrows out of the sky, and apparently they don't like to be the one who isn't the most
Outshot?
accurate. As I'm going to need you to roll 4 Eldritch Blasts at disadvantage and tell me if you get above 20 on any of them. as
Oh
with 4
my.
d6s, I rolled 6 every single time.
Oh my. All right, everybody. Well, my next character, I told you, a halfling divination wizard, but I'm gonna use the same voice as Princess Bride, the guy who's like, I'm gonna revive him. Anyway, I'm just telling you in advance that's what you expect. The first one is a 10, so nope. Second one is a 20 on the nose, so not above. The third one, that's a 24. Or no, sorry, 23.
Okay.
The final one is, the final one's a 12.
Okay, you blow the first arrow out of the sky, and this is basically you doing the before you're like, yeah, before you're like, did I get him? Before suddenly, 3 arrows slam into your chest. So you're
more flak.
I swear.
You take 24 points of piercing damage between the 3 arrows as they slam into you.
I turn to Ren, lift my mask so they can see my face again, and there's just this smile filled with blood, and I go, this is why we do it. And I spit to the side and keep running.
Yep.
At this time, Celine, Zania, Pepper, Robert, you all turn back. No arrows have been fired at you as you slam under some large boulders, providing some cover here. You turn back to look at your friends like, how are they doing? Before you see the 4 wrens dancing like, yeah, you want some of this? As Hal is peppered by 3 arrows slamming right into your warlock friend. What are you doing? There are enough boulders to where you might be able to make quick dashes between them with a few long dashes before you try and get up to the hill.
I mean, I know I'm pissed, and I know Zamia's pissed too, so we're just legging it.
Yeah, dashing between the boulders to try to, get as close as I possibly can, because there are some ideas.
Okay, so continuously, you all try and rush between the boulders. Almost as soon as you get up to that first one, you hear the loud crack of an arrow that slams against one of the boulders and goes flying offwards. You hear the ding, ding, ding as the arrow slams into the rocks below once it falls. They do know where you're at, so you try and make a very good effort to rush through this essential minefield. There's enough space for you to guarantee that you could go pretty quickly between some, but seeing as there are some long spots, you're going to have to risk it a few times. Celine, you look like you got something?
I do. How far is, the long spot that you're thinking?
So you could probably go about another 200 feet or so before you get to your first kind of, I'm going to have to dash for a little bit here.
Okay.
But the distance in that long spot, is that what you're talking about? Oh, yeah, so probably about 120 feet.
Shit. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna save it. I'm just gonna try to dash it if I can and be taking the dodge action.
Okay, sounds good. Dodging, Pepper, Zania?
Going at it.
Yep.
Okay. Ren and Hao, the focus on you seems to have faded as it's now trying to get the things that are getting closer to it. Are you all still going to stand further away, or?
I don't know. We're trying to be distractions, but we're also trying to keep up with the group.
Gotcha.
But we were trying to be like, hey, fucking hit us instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so what we'll kind of re-describe the scene. You're basically all going up this very Lord of the Rings sparse mountain where there's bits of yellow and green grass that kind of come in patches and small bushes here. Basically, when they're all kind of cooking and eating in the Fellowship right before they decide to go up to the northern snowy mountains there and they have to hide between the crows, right? That is basically what you're seeing as you rush up this mountain. There's bits of boulders for you to hide behind, enough for you to jump out between some, but up on that little plateau area, as there's these now dark clouds that Zania summoned once overhead. There's not a lot of light, as these arrows seem to be almost flying out from the clouds at a high trajectory here. The first time you get to the first clearing, you all have to try and rush and duck your way through there. Zania, as you pop out.
I had a quick question.
Yes.
There's something, because if we're doing things, still grabbing attention, I'm going to use my last ability I have. I'm going to audibly sigh and be like,
Ren, you gotta trust me.
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on myself so I'm glowing, and whoever's shooting has advantage. Let's go. You want a distraction? Let's go.
All right, bud. And Ren reaches over and touches Hao's shoulder and casts Enlarge.
The whole way, Hao is just like, go. And it just becomes this deep bellow every time he tries to speak. Just shockwaves from his mouth of just
foam. I smell an arrow in my thumb.
Pretty much.
As Zinnia, you steel yourself ready to be the first one to rush out in this long clearing. But right before you do, you start to hear the deep bellow, even deeper than Hao's typical normal voice, as you turn and look back at a sparkling pink, glowing, fey-colored Hao, who now stands probably 12, 15 feet tall, boom, 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 rushing towards the base of the mountain where you just came from. This seems like a good distraction as all four of you rush through, and because of that, I will allow, instead of the four of you taking your first arrow shots from this little clearing here, Hao, what a good boy. I don't even need advantage. So Hao,
I will join you.
Okay, Hao, as you're like,
Get out
as a critical hit lands into you, you take 19 points of piercing damage right into your sternum. This is about a regular-sized arrow hitting into you at this point. How much health do you have?
I have 1 hit point, baby. Let's go.
Boy!
Unstoppable warlock. I fear nothing. The party will make there and kill this guy. Please make it there and kill this guy. Thank you.
As Ren, you're like, yeah, buddy. You smack him on the butt. He turns large. You're like, go get him. As I was like, you hear a wheeze come out of Hao.
Yo, dude, that's not cool, guy.
I have a question
I have
about
an answer.
Enlarge, because there's no specification for spells. So if I shoot an Eldritch Blast, is it enlarged as well?
Oh yeah, why not?
Cool. I'm going to start shooting Eldritch Blasts at the mountain so they have more obstacles to run through.
So, as you all run through your first clearing, Hao you basically get to the bottom. There is no boulder for you to hide behind that is large enough at this point. Ren, the four of you also run up behind him. Hao you look over the boulder, or easily looking over as you're like, ha ha. You see all of them in this small clearing, trying to provide them with some extra cover. Zinnia, Celine, Pepper, Robert, you're like, okay, he's distracting him. We can go. Before it sounds like a meteor slamming next to you all from behind you. You're not certain if Hao has turned on you or what, but you are now dodging arrow fire and meteor blasts from behind.
Use
normal
them
day.
for cover. Also, what's good?
I like Big Hao, and I'm gonna hide behind one of these.
As you say, I like Big Hao, the three other of you go, me too. As the other four, you're able to make it through your first clearing. I'd say you're about 800 feet away from this target at this point. You rush through a couple other boulders. In this time, it has no one to shoot but Hao. Hao and Ren, you try and advance your way up. Ren, you're able to hide behind the boulders, but Hao, you're going to get shot once more. That is a hit. But you have your big blasts, so I'll let you shoot at the arrows, but not at disadvantage, because now your Eldritch Blasts are big boys.
It's a natural 20.
Beautiful. You basically carve a line out of the arrow. It looks like a giant ball that the arrow slams into before disintegrating. You're like, not today.
Let's go. And I'm going to throw my second Eldritch Blast, just make another crater, and the whole time I'm just slinging Eldritch Blasts.
As you shoot one Eldritch Blast, trying to give them more cover, instead you accidentally blow the boulder they're hiding behind away. As they quickly, very cartoony, they're all suddenly, there's no cover, as they run to the next boulder. At this point, Celine, Pepper, Zinnia, Robert, you're about 600 feet away before you have one other large clearing that you must dash between.
Dashing.
I mean, we're continuing what we're doing.
Okay.
Nothing's going to stop us from getting to this
Same.
guy. Go with the freaking bow and arrow.
All right.
Yep.
That means one shot is coming, and it's going to you this time, Pepper.
Amazing. Can you please do it at disadvantage?
I will... Pourquoi?
Oh, because as I said, we're dodging this.
Oh,
I've got the
yeah.
extra run.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're
Plus,
constantly
uncanny
dodging.
dodge is going to kick in, so it's going to have half the damage.
So
Bring it.
As
Yeah,
an
you can
arrow
dash,
flies,
dodge, and dash. Cool.
dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. As Zinnia, Celine rush out, Robert gives you a boost, Pepper, and kind of throws you before rushing. This boost is exactly what you need as an arrow flies and slams into the rock in front of you before you all reach up to another boulder. And another short spurt to where you can run. During the short spurt, how you're going to get shot at once more. Go ahead and roll. See if you can stop the bolt or stop the arrow.
First one's a 19. Second one is a 21.
21. Okay. As another arrow flies towards you, you yet again shoot at it with an Eldritch Blast, breaking the arrow. You are about 1,000 feet away at this point, with Ren following closely intact. Pepper, Zinnia, Celine, you're about 300 feet away now. One more clearing before you
Can
see
we
there's
see anything? Do we
it
know
is
what we're up against?
on top of a plateau currently. You can see the top of a bow still continuously firing, seeming to dip behind cover before opening up and shooting once more. There is one more clearing before you think that there's going to be enough rocks cover for you to be able to run up this time. But you have one more clearing to go through.
Bring it.
Yep, taking dodge action, but running.
Ren?
Can I hold on to Hao's shoe and just like travel with him? Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. You hold on to his shoelace. Well, he's 15 feet tall. He's not crazy, but you're able to jump onto his leg like an ankle monitor. As
That's my boy. And
Okay.
If we die together. We have a blood pact.
The pact
Pepper.
is sealed.
you see a large arrow aim for you once again. This one you see coming, you anticipate, you're watching the longbow as you duck to the side as a huge arrow flies by and almost hits Robert. But as you turn up, you're hit by a second, smaller arrow. For 7 points of piercing damage.
I will take 4.
Do it. As you all get to the last clearing of rocks, everyone sees the now regular-sized arrow shaft that slammed into Pepper. Robert helps you by pulling it out of you, breaking off the arrowhead and pulling it out of your shoulder. Robert's eyes just angry at everything hitting his friends before he continues on this trek. Now, you're going to get shot at twice more as Celine, Zinnia, and Pepper close in on the last plateau.
2 more Eldritch Blasts.
Okay.
First one's 21. Second one's a nat 1.
Okay, so you get hit once.
I don't think it
Once.
can down me. I think I'm okay.
As you look down at Ren rushing on your boot, you're like, there's no way any of these arrows are making it past my keen eyes, my blasts. As you shoot at one, you go, see, as an arrow slams into your shoulder, knocking you down. Ren, you're holding on to Hao's leg as it falls, slamming into the ground below. Ren, you take 12 points of piercing damage and are knocked out, if I recall.
Uh-oh.
Wait, you mean me, right?
Sorry, Hao, sorry.
Oh, I was about to say, uh-oh.
Sorry. How takes 12 points of piercing damage. How, you were knocked out, if I recall.
Yeah, as How's like dropping, he goes, "Oh."
As Ren, his leg flies up when he lands on the ground, and you
no.
briefly are 10 feet in the air before you land back down. Your friend is currently dying on the ground. As that happens, Pepper, Celine, Zinnia, Robert, you're close enough to where you can hear the twang of the mighty bow right over the edge of this plateau. You are under it at this point. You could climb over it and be immediately ready to fight whatever this thing is.
How many twangs are there?
You hear the one mighty one. You definitely saw a second arrow fly, but currently you only hear the mighty twang of the big one.
I look to Pepper and Celine. Okay, count of 3. Together.
3.
Yeah, let's go.
3.
You rush up as you all pull yourselves up on the plateau. When you do so, you're immediately greeted by a held action of an arrow flying towards all 4 of you. And I will describe what you see in just a moment. As the big boy arrow flies, you're rushing up, Celine, before you see the arrow go right towards you as your dragonborn friend reaches arm out with the shield as the arrow slams through, piercing through the wooden shield as you can see the tip like a spearhead inches from your face before he kind of basically picks the scruff of your shirt up to throw you up over the plateau for you to continue charging in. With that, what you see before you, you all see an elderly elvish woman standing maybe 9 feet tall, probably based off of elvish years in her 300 to 400s. For an elf to see skin begin to sag, quite old, standing heavy with a large, mighty bow, knocking another arrow ready to shoot at you, wearing greenish-blue vestments that seem to mimic the Sprite Woods off to the northeast. This elderly, elvish woman pulls an arrow back before next to them, maybe about 20 feet away, you see a smaller elf, young, a female maybe in her teens for an elf, what would be the equivalent of an elvish child, with a regular-sized longbow and a regular arrow, kind of knocking it back and shaking in their arms, as it's going to go to everyone else. They made their surprise, so what we're going to do now is roll initiative for the 4 of you and the older elvish woman who stands nearly 9 feet tall.
How?
Feet tall.
How's big right? So medicine checks should be easier on a
21.
21.
Good try.
20.
I can find the lead.
25.
21 from Celine, 20 from Pepper, 25 from Zinnia. Jeez. Zinnia, was that a nat 20?
It was a 19 plus 6.
Anybody have a nat 20 with your 21, Celine?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I got a nat 20 plus 3. 23.
Hey, you get to make your death saves first.
Let's go.
Just kidding. You're
We'll
still
have
going to
a
go
boy.
behind Zinnia, but you have advantage on your first turn, so you'll have advantage on this death save. That's good.
I'm like shaking just a little
Ren?
bit. Like I can't hold my hands still. Sorry.
Oh, Felicia.
Thanks,
That's
Felicia.
That's a 21 with a nat 20.
Okay. With the nat
Look
20,
at the 2 boys. Yeah.
you're going to have advantage on your medicine check then.
Oh hell yeah!
We came here to scrap.
Okay.
I came here to burn everything.
As this tall woman pulls her bow back, Zinnia, you have your first shot. They're 30 feet away from you all.
Okay. In Elvish, I speak and I just say, we are not here to harm, just to cross. Just to cross. Sorry, to make it clear.
Roll a
Ren in the
persuasion.
background. That's a lie. We're here to murder.
Oh, you know, a disadvantage because Ren.
Wait, why?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. Persuasion?
Yeah.
19.
Nice.
Are you going to wait for her reply?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Zania, you pull spear out and hold your shield at the edge of the plateau. Say, are you not pulling a weapon?
No.
Okay, you just hold
They're on
hands
my
out
back.
like,
Yeah.
we're just here to cross.
Yeah.
Okay. How? Go ahead and make me that death save at advantage.
You were about to give me disadvantage, my guy.
I just want it. I just want to go on. I want more players for Gideon.
Wow. That's a 16.
16. That's one save for you. Nice. As it's going to go to Celine. You stand up on the edge of the plateau.
Ooh, because Zania's trying to talk them down. My instinct was to inflict wounds, but now that she's talking them down.
What would Celine do?
Oh, God. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, shit. I like it.
Okay. Give me one sec. Okay, so I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians. Hang on. I have things all weird on my computer here, so give me half a memo. A brief memo, if you will. A whole memo. Thank you. So the Spirit Guardians appear, and it's all a bunch of little, almost like storm clouds. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, boy.
Zania, you see a very similar effect to your storm clouds. What your deity provides you with your spiritual weapon, you suddenly see the equivalent of 3 older brother storm clouds that begin to circle around all of you, creating like a 20-foot barrier around. A field of static envelops you and your new friends, Celine, as you hold yourself ready.
Mm-hmm. So that's
gonna hold
me.
there? Okay.
Just gonna hold Spirit Guardians.
I like it. Ren, your go.
I am trying to save my buddy.
You have advantage on what you do since you rolled a nat 20.
One of them was a
Nope. I was gonna say I don't like that sound.
Right.
You're holding my corpse.
One was a critical fail, and the other one was a 14 plus 1.
Oh,
so 15.
Well, he was shot by an arrow. I'm kidding. He's a giant. Obviously, you're able to find the wound fairly easily at this point. You climb up onto his knee and rush over, standing on his chest before you realize, bad idea, hop off his chest. And you see the arrow sticking out of what is inches from his heart. It's probably better to leave the arrow in at this point. It might be stymieing some blood flow. Your medicine check allows you to know that. Are you trying to heal him in some way?
I cannot heal him in some way, so I just lay on top of him and give him that friendship powers can heal.
You try and provide him with some stymied blood flow by putting pressure on the wound. I'll give you a +1 to your death saves. Which is good, because death saves normally don't get plus jack.
Just cuddling my dead buddy.
As it's going to go to their turn. The elderly elvish woman speaks out in a tone that is mimicking kind of a grandmother, though it is deeper and more guttural, just purely based on her height and size, not sight and highs. Her height and size, as she holds the bow readied, as you hear, as she pulls the bow back and looks at you. She speaks again in Elvish. And she says, "Are you friend of the druid folk?"
No, we've been banned.
She lets an arrow loose, and it flies directly over your shoulder in a show of intimidation.
It hits Ren.
Flies down, shoots Ren, shish kebabs him into Hal.
The only way we wanted to die.
With a
cuddling and through a misfired arrow.
That's what Hal would have wanted, you know.
Yeah.
As with a nat 20 intimidation roll on that, you see a spear essentially fly at the speed of an arrow right by your face as she immediately knocks another one.
It cuts some fur.
Oh yeah, it's, you can feel the wind of this blow by your face. You are thoroughly scared. You wouldn't make another move, as she calls, "Are you elf friend?" Celine, you do see this thing fire right by. You're still kind of holding your guardians here, but it doesn't appear to make another move. As the other one kind of pulls back, readying, the smaller elvish child aims at you, Celine. As Pepper, it's your turn.
I'm actually going to hold my action at the moment. Oh, no, you know what? I'm going to approach the little one.
Okay. So, are you going to, like, run over there or kind of walk in a non-threatening manner?
I'm going to go over there and, I guess, try to docile this crazy lady by saying, "Hey, we don't want any trouble." You know, I guess an intimidation way.
Okay, you're going to try and intimidate her back?
Yeah, let's go intimidating.
Okay, so you run up to the small elvish child. I'm going to say for an intimidation-like way, you flip your dagger around, and then as there seems to be this kind of stalemate, you do it in almost like a mocking way as you move up to there. Just like, "Look, we don't want any trouble," as you kind of pull the knife up directly to this child's throat. Roll an intimidation.
22.
22.
Good intimidation.
I love it. As you see the elderly woman yell out instinctually, "Sapling!" As she looks down towards you, now immediately aiming her bow towards you. The other one pulls the bow back away as if to, like, don't cut me, kind of, please don't cut me, please. As the elder goes, "Sapling!" And you hear an immediate kind of grunt of anger. Anything else you're doing?
That's it. I'm not going to do anything dangerous to it. I'll happily tell the little one, "I'm not going to cut you. Tell your proprietor here to back off."
Robert's turn. Robert is conflicted as to what to do, and as such, being that he is a follower of Whispers and Chatter, I will let Chat decide what Robert does. You run up and join Pepper in the intimidation. Does he just attack this thing that is hurting its friends, or does he wait and hold action with Zinnia and Celine? Happy to let Chat decide, because honestly, I'm a little conflicted on that one. He didn't kill her yet. All you gotta do is add those "yet" to get advantage on intimidation checks. Let's see. Take the knife and cut the bowstrings. Robert's a paladin, right? Does he have lay on hands? He does indeed. Diffuse nothing. Goddamn nothing. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of "don't be threatening" then. So yeah, Robert's gonna finish up the rest of his lay on hands on himself as he just kind of slams his shield or his spear up against his own throat, and finally actually heals himself up a little bit here instead of Ren's. He's gonna give the rest of his points there. Okay. Robert's just gonna heal himself and leave the rest of the actions to everyone else. Zinnia, it's your go. You must make the difficult decision now.
I'm gonna saying he because the body is he. He, pointing to Pepper, is just angry. You've severely hurt us and our friends. Again, we are not friends of the Druids. We only want to pass.
We have enemies.
Well, persuasion at disadvantage now that Pepper has a knife to the child's throat.
Well, I never said the throat. You put it on the throat.
You don't have to put
semantics, right?
Yeah, you could just be juggling a dagger in front if you want.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put it
But
on
you
the throat.
walked up next to the child juggling a dagger, saying, well, whatever you choose to be doing. But either way, it was an intimidation.
For sure.
Okay. I rolled a 14 and a 16.
Okay.
So
16
Persuasion?
total, correct?
Sorry. So
numbers. Oh, yeah, persuasion.
Yeah.
Persuasion.
So 17 with disadvantage.
Okay, sounds good. You see the elderly, tall woman still aiming the bow at Pepper as it looks to you briefly with a side eye and back to Pepper. What are you doing?
Pepper, please, knife down.
Sure. And open the pouch and let it land in the pouch.
Okay. How? Another death save from you, +1.
Before I roll, is this like +1 like affecting like as a modifier or the die roll?
Is that not the same
If I roll a
description?
19, well, because +1 would be like just a bonus that's like makes it. But if it affects the die roll, I could roll a 19 or a 20 and get up. I rolled a 7, so it's an 8.
An 8. Yeah, it's an 8. So one fail to you. It's not so like if you rolled a nat 1, it becomes a 2. It's just a modifier, I think is what you were asking.
Okay, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I was checking, just in case.
So it would basically be a modifier. So one fail. Ren, you try and put pressure on the wound before you see more blood seem to seep out from the arrow in Hao's chest. Celine, it is your go. You have the sparks flying all around you.
I'm not going to move the spirit guardians because I was essentially keeping them like right between us in that
For sure.
space. So more if they
Are the spirit
did anything,
guardians
just
occupying their space, would you say, to where if they move, or just kind of keeping them from coming to you?
keeping them from coming to us so
Just
that we
making
did
sure.
enter the space. Yeah. Just gonna, while I'm just holding the spell, we're no friends of the druids. They were just trying to pass through. We have nothing to do with them. We're not here to harm you. Just let us pass.
I'll let you roll a persuasion, not at disadvantage now that Pepper has put the knife away.
Okay. All right.
Praise Nimbus. No.
No.
Let me just roll onto the floor and die!
What'd you
Oh,
get?
you're the one that's gonna die? Oh, you are? Oh, you are? So can someone clip that? I need to like slow that down so I can understand the frequencies there, you know? I in fact rolled a natural 1, my dear chaps, as you can see.
Zoom and enhance.
As you can see, my darlings, I rolled a natural 1. This is absolute bullshit. So if you don't mind, I'm going to roll onto the floor and die. That's what I said.
I'm getting that tattooed above my butt.
Your wish, my command. Verity, can you give her your inspiration? I'd say no, because Celine currently has inspos of her own.
I do have an inspiration. I did forget. But that I've already done the shit, so...
No, I mean,
only
you
if
rolled the
DM
number, but you inspo, you can re-roll. That's you. I haven't done the consequence yet if you want to use it.
That's true. I just wanted to double check.
And I have not given you a GFY tonight, correct?
No, you have not.
Oh, you have.
I rolled a 19 plus whatever the fuck my persuasion. That's going to be 22.
22.
That's a very different result.
Very
Yes,
different
it is.
result. Those inspos.
Yep.
So instead of what my plan was for you to be like, please, there are no friends of the druids. Just let us pass, or I'll fucking kill you. It instead gets changed to just exactly what you said. As the elderly woman seems to loosen her bow pull just a bit. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope.
Okay. Ren, it's your go.
I'm going to attempt to do another medicine check.
Do it.
And as I'm doing this, I'm also yelling, "He's fucking dying!" I have rolled a 3.
But 3.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Good call.
From Loki, oh yeah.
And I have rolled a critical fail.
Critical fail, you say? Maybe, look, if the arrow is stymieing the blood, maybe if I push it further. As you do so, Hao just kind of cries out, "Ah!" before you, never mind. As that's what you're going to do. Yeah, you just go ahead and close that.
Goodbye, friends. I'm out.
The elderly tall elf hears the cry of, "He's fucking dying!" You all hear echo across the mountain. You all do hear this as the elderly elf again speaks in Elvish. You do speak Elvish, correct, Celine? Okay, just making sure that you've heard all this conversation and continued on that. Otherwise, very weird things might have been happening here. As you see, elderly pull the bow away and put the end of this longbow between Pepper and the child, pulling the child back away from Pepper. Basically putting them 5 feet from each other, but keeping a 10-foot distance between you now, Pepper.
Attack of opportunity?
Do you allow it? Do you want to attack the child?
I mean, my tail's ready.
Yeah.
Can I get a feeling of if she's gonna try to keep killing us? She just killed one of our party.
Roll an insight, yeah.
Ryan, how far is Ren and How?
15.
You're still at the edge because you said you haven't moved. You can look down. They're about 600 feet down from you.
Okay.
What'd you say, Pepper?
15.
As in, insight. For some reason, I was like, okay, he's attacking. Let's go.
No, not attack.
This elderly elf seems to care greatly for the child. Possibly leaving the child alone could be of benefit to you.
Can I do just a quip, a quick couple 5-word sentence or something
Sure.
in response instead?
That could be your attack of opportunity. Attack them with
Perfect.
words.
I'd be like, I'd like to have a bow between me and my friends that you're killing at the moment, and let the child be taken by the bow.
The elderly elf pulls the child away. Still has an arrow knocked on the bow, but they both step and back away from you, Pepper. Being that there is a small moment of calm, what you see up here on this plateau is a large tent, definitely fit for multiple people or this one larger elf woman. A small campfire that has since been doused, a cooking pot up on the top, bundles and bundles of arrows and arrowheads, several feathers. This appears to be a camped lookout spot for this person. They seem to be here for a long period of time. As she backs away with her turn. Pepper, it is now your full turn. Oh, Zinnia?
Sorry, no, it's not. It's still turns. Never mind.
Okay. Pepper, it's your full turn now.
I'm gonna hold action if she tries to point a bow at us and looks like she's gonna shoot. I will then attack.
Okay. Robert's turn. Robert is going to look down. He just uses lay on hands on himself, so he doesn't have any way to heal How or Ren, but he's going to look over. Robert's going to jump off, seeing How dying down there off of the cliff, and begin running down towards How and Ren. Goes back to Zinnia.
What's the biggest arrow that she has?
There are a couple of arrows that you see here. Each of them, again, larger than typical arrows, probably span about 3 feet in length. However, there are a few with different arrowheads.
They're like, as in different material, or there's
Different style. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. See if you know a ranger's type thing.
I don't. Nope. Survival?
Yeah. Dark Knight says, seems quiet tonight. You have missed a lot.
9.
9. You don't know what the different arrowheads might do, but some of them look a little bit more gnarly than others.
Okay. The bottom question is, can I hug onto one of these arrows and she sends me to How?
If you ask her.
Excuse me, ma'am, my friend is dying. Can you launch me to my friend by me attaching to one of your arrows?
She looks at you in reply as she's holding. Oh, she says, "What? An arrow? Flying a leonin through the air? Did I hit you in the head?"
multiple times.
Fair enough.
Time is of the essence, and I don't have enough time to cover that distance.
No, my arrows are not that large. What? Where did you all come from if you came from the forest? As we're going to go to kind of free time now, as everyone seems
The
to be
desert.
in office standoff space. I'm not going down for this. How? I need you to make a death save.
So you're telling me there are 10 rounds right now between me and them? Oh wait, no, you said 600, so there's 20 rounds between me and the party right
If
now.
Robert is dashing, he
let
can
it,
get there.
let it happen. How I rolled something.
Ren,
There's a
let it happen.
forest. We walk through the forest. Doesn't mean we came from the forest.
how? Oh
No.
no! Come on, man.
No. I made you those
4.
dice. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
4, man.
Oh, phew.
It's not a
Get outta
nat
here.
1. Oh, if it was a nat 1, I would
Ryan.
have just walked. I would have got up and walked. I would have taken a walk, man.
I am continuing. Hey, give me my cable. I am continuing medicine checks. And that beautiful logo right there, if
Is
it'll
it 20?
focus, is a natural 20.
Okay. How? You take
My
the
hug.
4.
I'm still hugging him.
However, on your next one, you're going to have advantage.
Oh boy.
Love. Ren is giving love as much as Ren can.
As Central Free Actions begin speaking, Pepper, you try and basically, in the best way that you can, though a little condescendingly, we just walked through the forest. People can just walk through the forest. As he says, the Ironbark Forest is very guarded by the druids. People do not just go into that forest freely.
That's why the druid is freaking attacking us when we ran away. You even shot at it.
You
Oh
came
my god.
With the druid. I cannot see from this distance save dots.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely some of those dots, but we're not the dots you're shooting at normally. My god.
Ooh. Roll a persuasion. Celine, Zania, what are you doing?
20.
Who? Finish up with him. I'm gonna just writing something.
Zania? By the way, I'm reading chat. I see what you're saying.
I don't. Crap. Okay. So, what I kind of want to do is to start building my prayer of healing that takes 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to start building that, but I also kind of want to send sending first. I have 2 more 3rd level slots.
Okay.
I want to send sending to Robert so I can tell him to bring everyone back here. And then once I'm done sending that, I want to start my prayer of healing so it's done by the time they get here, hopefully.
I like that. So yeah, you're gonna send off to Robert, telling him, just bring them up here. I can heal them when they get up here. Robert just okay, as he's rushing down the mountain, kind of sliding along the rocks best he can. So what I'm seeing from chat is everyone is willing to offer their points of inspo. I will allow all of chat to use their points of inspo to give Hal a single point to use. You have an extra point now, Hal, because chat loves you and you serve them as you are a warlock.
So I have
of
advantage
whispers.
and inspo. Does inspo re-roll the advantage, or is it just one of the
It re-rolls
dice?
both.
Okay.
Same way GFYs make you re-roll if you have disadvantage and stuff.
4 ones in a row.
Look, God wants you dead. I can't do anything about it.
So I have 2 fails, 1 success. The first roll of the 3 is a 1.
Wait, no. You get to re-roll. You would get to roll 4 times if your advantage.
Oh, 4
doesn't work.
times? Okay, fantastic. I kid you. Here, I'm going to just pinch and aim to the camera. What the second roll is, I can't make this up.
No.
That's another 1.
It is good that you got that inspo. Chat literally saved you.
2 to go.
That's an 8. Oh my god.
To dice jail!
Yeah, hold on. Do you have a different D20?
I made that
No,
for
I'm
him.
using Drew's.
Okay.
I made him that set.
It's failing him, man.
This is why I've never had Drew make me a set. Thank God.
So
Damn! That's
Oh,
some,
bugger off.
That's some shade, boy.
Bugger off.
I'm not gonna say what I rolled,
I know
but what I will
rolled.
say
I can tell by your
is-
voice.
Hal's eyes snap open. I throw the mask aside,
fucking knew it.
and I give Ren a big old kiss on the head, just like right on his forehead, and then I just start coughing and hacking blood.
Fucking knew it.
Chat
Basically 3
literally-
ones and a 20.
Oh my, that is insane!
And that's, Alex, why you should get my dice.
I like the dice encounters. though.
When
That's very
it
nice.
counts.
Look at that. Look at that.
As
I mean,
Dice
Emma
encounters
made me
logo.
one, Drew.
You too can look at this. When
Ren, you suddenly hear a great, because it's still enlarged because you're concentrating on that, a great intake of breath. Sounding like a hurricane as How opens up, rips its mouth off, and a purple drow with slightly gray skin, Post Malone tattoos, looks towards you, and big, very, I'm picturing Breath of the Wild, what
The fairies.
yeah.
Great-
The Great Fairy
Kiss
Princess.
right on the head.
It's like the lips. Just, absolutely so close. As Robert begins to just kind of fall before getting up and continuing, seeing that How is awake now with a nat 20, literally not even unconscious, up with 1 hit point now.
I get up, and I'm gonna do everything to just shirk off all of these spells at once, so that the arrows just drop and fall out. And How is gonna put the mask kind of over his face, but every like 5 steps as he's limping towards the group is just like low-key vomiting blood.
As How limps up the mountainside, trying to get to this sniper, Robert eventually greets you as How you basically tell Ren, like, "You're making me big. I want to go up there."
We're all good, Ren. Did they make it up the mountain?
I don't know. I've just been laying here making sure you don't die.
Robert
I pinch
and
Ren's
Ren,
cheek, and I just go,
Thank you. I really was nervous if I woke up or didn't woke up, I'd be sitting alone.
To be fair, I don't think they like us, so I'd rather hedge my bets with you.
Top shelf.
and I go to high five, but I just my hand slides down Ren's.
at that time, Robert slides down the rocks with you and helps you, Ren, carry How over his shoulder. Robert would pick you up, but he's going up a mountain. Solid chance he would drop you and accidentally kill you, so probably not the best idea. As Ren and Robert help carry you up the mountain. As we go back to Zania chanting a spell that leaves Celine and Pepper talking to the tall elvish woman. He looks down at you, Pepper, as, yeah, you're basically like, the woman says, "No one has come from that forest in 10 years that hasn't been of the druids."
Well, you can't say that anymore, can you? You gotta reset your counter. 10 years since someone came from the forest isn't a druid.
She kind of
0 years.
pushes you a little bit with the end of her bow, not in a hurtful way, but in a kind of angry, you were about to hurt the child. She says, "I do not know that you are still not of the druids."
Have we killed you right now? We're trying to take care of our friends because we care about life. Now, those druids don't. They tried to kill us. They tried to get us to go to some super ceremony, and then they sent all their beasts against us. If you want, we can fight it out, but I've got no beef against you. I'm from down under. You know where that is? All the way down over there. We have elephants for measurements. I don't know anything about these druids. Come on, mate.
As Pepper just kind of, come on, and walks off and does that kind of like circle, hands on the hip, arguing kind of thing. Celine, it looks like you got something.
I'm going to drop Spirit Guardians.
Suddenly, the static fades. Your hair kind of falls back down to the ground.
Listen. Ignore what he's saying. He's frustrated. His friends are hurt. He wants to protect his own just the way you do. So, if you agree to let us pass, we promise no one will get hurt. I swear.
Roll a persuasion at advantage because Pepper is helping you, though in Pepper's own way.
Okay, we're definitely gonna learn advantage on that one. Ooh, that's a 19 plus. That's gonna be a 22.
22.
22.
The larger elvish woman takes the arrow off of her bow, holding it, again, about the size of a small spear now in her hand compared to others, where she just kind of points to you with the arrow, but then points to Pepper and Zinnia. You are lucky. I know what you speak to be true. As points the arrow back to Celine. I saw this one go to the forest, but a few hours before you came out. Did not trust you at the time, as I thought you were going to meet druid folk. You have not attacked me as of yet. I do not trust you to stay here with me, but I trust you to allow you to pass. I will be watching your steps as you go through my valley. She stows the arrow back in her quiver. Standing there still, quite tall, quite proud, she pulls the child behind her. You may stop and heal your friends here. I apologize for the damage that I have caused, but not for my suspicions. Is doing my duty. Pass after you heal. I'll allow it.
Do you need any healing at all?
Thank you.
Are either of you hurt?
He looks down at Pepper and back at the child. You, Celine, again. No. We are not.
All right. No.
She sits down on her very large chair there with the bow kind of held up, her arm resting across it. I slew one that came from the forest. Was that your companion? So I offer condolences and apologies.
I mean, who knows how many people you slew that might not have been these druids. But you're going to have to live with that fact and figure that out.
I check.
I'm going to go back and take care. Well, do you want to check us again? And I leave. I just walk straight back over to where my my living companions that nearly dead are.
At about that time, we'll say How, Ren, and Robert pop up over the edge of the plateau. Ren, How, this is the first time you've seen your assailer. A tall, elvish woman, now sitting conversing with your friends with an arm over their quite tall longbow with a small elvish child nearby.
You watch as Ren's hands ignite with purple flames.
Wait.
Is she with the druids? A noticeable change in Ren.
You asking her or your friends? And what language are you asking?
I'm literally asking anyone. It's in common.
Okay.
No, she's okay. She's trying to slay the druids.
I think okay is a bit too much there, honey, but sure.
You keep the fire in your hands?
No.
Fire pulls away, and you see a small stool that was in front of this woman's leg that she put her foot on as if to kick it towards you, moves to the ground and off of the stool. Just kind of gives you a nod.
I'm gonna help How sit on the stool.
No, she's using the stool as if she was going to kick it towards you if you started casting anything towards her.
Oh.
She does not offer it as a place to sit.
Well, that sucks.
How is gonna find
You
like
sit
whatever
there anyway.
rock or something and just plop down, I'm gonna pull my mask halfway up to again like spit to the side and then.
You're a pretty good shot.
What language do you speak in?
Elven.
Okay. He speaks back. Good enough, apparently.
I know.
And How smiles just so like just the bare like of his teeth are showing, just super red right now.
Like Kool-Aid
and then
mouth.
he's gonna kind of do that thing where he's like he points at Zania, Pepper, and he like dizzily points at Celine.
You were walking with her. Who are you?
Hi. My name is Celine. I met your friends in the forest. I'm not gonna hurt anybody.
I feel like while we were getting fought there, you would have heard us if you were gonna. I could see what you were doing. Cool stuff. Nice to meet you, Celine.
Nice to meet you too. Your
name's How. How. Dying. That's another thing I am.
I don't know if the prayer of healing is done yet, because I knew she was doing that. Because
perfect timing as all stories are told. Whoosh. As Zania, you're hearing all of this, but still keeping one eye open and towards the woman as you choose to bellow out a wave of red healing across your companions. You can choose who to heal. Do you heal the woman?
I can choose 6 because I'm doing it at third. Is it always 6? I'm doing it at a 3rd level. So it's 5 us 5, and then I mean the woman said she didn't need anything.
Well, there's 6 of us,
oh,
right?
it was Robert. Yeah. Whoops. All 6 of us.
Wow, forgetting the boy.
I know. I'm sorry.
GFY.
Rolled the d8 so hard it's off the table, so I had to use a new one. That is 16 points of health back for everyone.
16 points. How, as you spit blood out, you go to wipe the blood from your mouth as you're hit by a wave of red energy, and you go to wipe the blood away, but there's nothing remaining, and you taste the iron in your mouth begin to fade. As everyone heals for a solid 16 hit points. Very, very good. Robert's looking mighty fine.
And on top of that, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
Oh, no, I was going to say, on top of that, seeing how hurt Hal was, I'm going to cast 2nd level Cure Wounds on him.
Nice.
Actually, you know what? Make it 3rd level. Let's get you beefed up, my boy.
Might as well.
How does that thing where like as her hand like lays on How to like heal, he just does this like collapses and leans his head on her shoulder, being like
that like little kid leaning up against somebody.
Just basically like
will...
it's less of graceful of just like haha being sweet of just How is just like, man, I really overestimated how beefy I am when I was a big boy.
Celine, how much do you heal him for?
It's going to be, hold on, I got to do
No worries.
roll. So many colors on the table. Ooh, okay, that's gonna be. That is going to be 13 healing for you there, my boy. I rolled some low die. 13,
still good though.
13. That's I have most of my blood back in my body.
Cool. Yeah, I just kind of like as you're leaning on me, just kind of like let sort of like light electricity kind of like course through you to like knit your wounds back
like
together.
Like muscle stimulant kind of just
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
As
I look to kind of everybody
stitches
and
pull them together.
While I'm being healed, I just like start pointing at like everyone who's close.
We like Celine. Celine is a friend. Thank you, Celine.
You're welcome.
As you thank Celine, the woman looks to the north, the passage that you are to go through in the valley, or she pulls the bow in her lap, and looks at you all and says, "My name is Redwood. You may tell them I have allowed you passage, as I am not the only one you will find along the way." She reaches into her pouch and throws a small piece of teal cloth towards you, Pepper. Raise that as you walk. Will be allowed passage. Where she stands up, looks at the child, speaks in a whisper in Elvish for walking towards the edge of the plateau, giving you all some time and some privacy to yourself. As that seems like a solid place to stop for the night, as it is solidly 10 o'clock, and you got through the encounter of the sniper. Very excited to do that one, and I hope you had fun with it.
Level 10. Woo!
Woo! You do all actually level up, though. So now, instead of 10, you are level 7.
That was giving me like very like Metal Gear vibes, you know, when you're running up and the like pew pew.
Oh, 100%.
I will say towards the end of that, Ren's facial features are changing. Starting.
Oh, your voice
changing to where your voice
You're
cuts
cutting
out.
my love.
No.
Yeah, you cut out for most of that.
Son of a, why is it at the end? Ren's facial features turn more dwarvish, and Ren starts spouting out some dwarvish. And that's where I'm leaving myself.
Sounds good. I like it. For those of you who haven't entered yet, make sure you do your exclamation point LUD as we finish up so that you can win some of the amazing Jakey Boy Arts t-shirts. While we give a huge thank you to Hayden for joining us for tonight and allowing there to be another healer in this very obviously healer-needed session.
Yeah!
For real.
That was so fun. Oh my god, I love all y'all's characters so much.
Glad you had a
Go
good
miss
time.
them. Go miss
Swing's
them.
lovely.
Don't miss
And also, your art is great. That's awesome.
Right?
Oh, thank you.
We were messaging. She was like, I just kind of threw this together with some line art. I put some colors in it. I was like, what? I use stick figures when I come up with characters. Like, this stick figure has large muscles.
They're
Oh,
so
nice.
cute.
Thanks.
Oh, where did they go?
So I guess I can reveal what she is. Since
Yeah.
we are out of game. She is a race that my friend Logan, who DMs for me over on Nat19, he made a race called the Antique Race, which I'm going to shamelessly plug here. You guys can go get it over on DriveThruRPG. He's really great.
He's awesome.
I am playing, she is a storm antique. So they are, with antiques, they are sort of imbued with like elemental heritage in a sense, and like that's the easiest way. And elementals don't like them because they are sort of kind of viewed as like lesser than or almost like a cheap knockoff in a sense. But yeah, so she's a storm antique, so that's why she has feathers and why she can climb really fast. She can levitate, stuff like that. She's not impeded by difficult terrain. I love storm antiques. They're so fun.
It's a genasi if you wanted it to be more rad. It was what I was getting whenever I was reading the PDF.
Yeah, it's basically an alternate genasi.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I was super stoked with it. And when Hayden was like, yeah, I'm going to play a Tempest Cleric, Storm Antique, I was like, well, we have a perfect tie-in for you. Definitely not how was also brought into the group. Like, I was told I was supposed to meet people here by my god.
What are the chances?
Right?
The first winner is Alexico1.
Boom.
Alexico!
Second winner is the Silent Trash.
That's not the trash.
Wait,
Wait.
that's someone that watches all the time.
Hey,
The Silent Trash. Whoa, I won? Heyo.
oh,
Cool.
sweet, my second account one.
Silent plays a lot of Among Us with the all the followers of Red Wagon Inn.
Yeah, they do. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we do Among Us on Thursday nights and Saturday nights, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, come join the Red Wagon Inn Discord, and you can come play with us.
Yeah. So, congratulations to the winner.
Congrats.
One final thank you again to Hayden and other big news to shill for her. Goblin Slayer Season 2 is going to be coming out, which they're currently working on. So, you get to see more Priestess.
I don't know if we're dubbing it yet, but it got announced, and Funimation announced it on their blog. So we should be. I hope so, because I'm super selfish. I don't want to play that character again. I'm like, I did the movie. I want to do the show again.
Just let me do it.
I want to do it. For those of you who watch anime, I'll chill it out. You can watch me on Our Last Crusade, where I play Reen. She's cool. Magic slinging battle maid. I love her. Our Last Crusade, it's available on Funimation, comes out every Wednesday. I think episode 10 drops tomorrow. So you have a lot to binge, and then we're working on 11 and 12, so that'll be it. But this is a really, really good show if you want something wholesome. The Helpful Fox Senko-san is just like, I equate it as the weighted blanket of anime. It is just wholesome and good. It's great. But yeah, outside of that, you guys can catch me if you want to see more D&D stuff from me over on Nat19 Official. I'm there every Saturday, but I will be there every Thursday and Saturday because we are starting up our Devil May Cry D&D campaign along with our Princess of the Apocalypse. So those will be alternating Thursdays, and then we also have Vestige of a Fucus every Saturday.
Amazing.
And then also over on Dork Tales, I'm there every Monday. I do a lot of D&D.
Just a little bit here and there, every
Just
now
a
and
little
again. You need to tell the producers of Goblin Slayer it is a shame that they don't have a dice goblin in there, and I'll be reaching out because we can't let that slide. But you know, thank you again, Hayden, for joining us. Hope you all had a very fun episode. We will catch you next week on the Red Wagon Inn. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.